We're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 7. So if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be going over the 2024 League of Legends World Championship quarterfinals round 1 matchup. We were able to actually watch this morning. I was able to watch the games when I woke up for a little bit and then came back to watch the rest of them because I fell asleep after watching the first 2 games because, to be honest, it was probably was one of the most boring LPL series against LPL versus LPL I've had in a long time. So Weibo ended up defeating LNG, and then we're going to talk about one of the off-season roster moves that I just hate in general. Said a few things about it in some comment sections. People were mad at me, and I was like, hold on. I've been watching. I know more about League than most of you fucking losers do. I'll talk circles around you. Like, I know what a good player is, and that is not a good player. And after that, that's pretty much it. Oh, because Chaz, he had to work tonight, so I had to basically race swap James with Chaz, honestly. So, and I know Chaz would be way too, he said he'd been working like 12-hour shifts, so I figured he'd be way too tired to come and do the show. So it's fine. I'll just have him on Sunday because he's off Saturday, Sundays anyway. So, hello, white man.
What's going on?
My goat, James, and MSK. JK, hi, MSK. Hi, Emily. How's your football team? Because basketball starting next week, and I'm excited for it because I will
4
start
days
watching the games. Yep, I'm going to do it. We're going to do basketball centered shows. I'm gonna do it. Even if I have to brush up on information that I don't know or have to learn more, I'll do it. I don't care. I mean, I love learning new stuff. I absolutely love it. So
I wouldn't say learning. What you do is you gradually skim the surface of things and then talk as an expert. I'm just putting that out.
So was Plankton right about me?
Plankton was definitely right about you.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the one-on-one podcast I had today. Had on a indie author, 60-year-old lady who is awesome to talk to. She is very active. Let's just say that.
What was
then I had on Air Conda, who was awesome to talk to, Air Force Army guy. And I was going to have a third one-on-one, but I have to realize to myself, with the Iron Man podcast, to build it up as much as I did for like Rumble and stuff, and when I put the later episodes on YouTube, I would do I think 5 one-on-ones in a day, and I'm like, I'm not doing that ever again. That was the peak of my podcasting abilities. I'll just let the show build up organically, like I did this show. This show built up over, we started the show in 2019, actually. We already missed the anniversary date for this show. Do you remember the first date we did it?
Do you know the
month? Yeah. Do you know the month?
We started doing the league shows?
Yeah.
Dude,
so
you
remember? You remember the year? It was 2019 when we started this channel because we wanted to do it just based off league. But do you remember
Wasn't it 2018?
It was late. It was the 2019 off season. Right?
Oh,
yeah. It was
2018
off season.
It was one of the
right. Two. No, you're right. It was the 2018 off season because I was making videos on the G2 Super Team in 2019. So yeah, we started this channel.
Wait a second.
2018 off season.
We did, because one of the big things was Piglet was still on Team Liquid back then.
No, Piglet went to Clutch Gaming.
Yeah, but I made a whole thing about Team Liquid replacing Piglet with Doublelift in the series.
Let me see right
I remember talking about that actively.
Well, let me see. What is the oldest episode we've ever done here?
Did you delete the old episodes?
No. They're all in order. Everything's been streamed in order since when we first started. To be fair, it wasn't even called the Cloud9 podcast before. I actually came up with that name like in season 5, but I was like, well, I'm not going to restart it from scratch.
It was 5 years ago. Wow. It's about 2018, yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane. Holy moly. Yeah, season 1, episode 1. Keep in mind, I named it Cloud9 later on. It was streamed 4 years ago, and the date was, so I can look at the date right here. The first episode of the show was June 6, 2020.
Remember the first episode we did got so many views instantly.
Because League, for some reason, League was so much more, even at that point, way more popular than it is now.
Well, I think it's because the most you had one of the most experienced analysts on the set at the beginning, and then you kind of deviated from there. You guys don't understand. When we first started doing this channel, this man, we'd make a video and then he'd upload 4 episodes the next few days, and I was like, "What's going on?" This man was
he didn't tell me the rules.
I didn't think there had to be rules of like if it's a duo channel, don't upload a billion episodes without me. He
didn't tell me there were rules. I didn't know. Good.
It's fine. Man. It's what it is.
I finished my Horseman artwork. Awesome. Yeah, I did another comic book haul video today, so I got the Ripazine number 2. It's good to have a nice white here, not one of the mean white.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this man's got like straight up crackheads in here sometimes. I don't know about his main guys, but every time I tune in, this guy's got some goobers on here.
Good gosh. But yeah, we've been doing the podcast for, okay, so yeah, at this point, it's been officially 4 years. So next year, for it's 5 year celebration. It's been 5 years? No way.
It's over 5. Our oldest video is over 5 years old.
Also, for the show, the first episode of this show was
June you made it. You made, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so let me go back and make sure. Season 1 episode. No, that's episode 2. Holy crap. What the fuck? I have to scroll down even further now. Oh my god. Yeah, season 1, episode 1. Yeah, you were here. Upload date. Yeah, June 6, 2020. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's been officially 4 years. That's crazy. Holy crap. Good gosh. Yeah, even the Cloud9 podcast videos back then got way more views than they do now. And people know I don't care about views all that much, but it's just I know we're not making bad quality analysis or anything. It's just, League is not as popular in America anymore like it used to be, or like or there's player personalities that left because like all the big players are gone now. All the big news is over now. We're left with some fucking losers now.
I would say there's there's 2 different types of analysts for League. One of them is the more analytical side. I don't think we delve into that. I think this is a more of a kind of less deep dive and more so overall view channel, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So like in comparison to Stephen A. Smith and somebody like the Shumpert, no, not Shumpert, Iman Shumpert, when he goes on podcasts, there's a lot of different levels at which people talk about the game, and they're both equal, but it depends on what people want.
That
is older. What?
She's an older white woman.
That's crazy. That's nonsense.
She was on her meds yesterday. She was having one of those like high oh my goodness, she was going through all that pain she goes through. She's decent looking. I let decent women like her just say what they want. It's just okay, all right.
So I just listen. I can't do this. I keep forgetting we can't talk about that.
Yeah, Tiny's the great person. They doing crack. So that's the thing. People have to. The reason why I got into podcasting was because I think I was there when the dive first started, and when Summoning Insight first started. I didn't actively watch when they first put out episodes a long time ago. I would watch episodes here and there, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really cool. I want to do that." And it was always cool because we would always have like friends, and we would talk like that in friend groups. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we just record it? But then, we did that for League eventually, and then I had to go through, oh my god, just variations of people to get to where I have now. But it panned out the way I wanted to. I'm happy with where the show is. For my other one, it's always been an up and down thing. But now with the MSK show, it'll eventually be where this show's at. So yeah, I was mostly just inspired by them to make a League show because we'd always talk about League anyway. And I was like, why not just talk about it on a fucking video?
Yeah, I was trying back then. I was still actively trying to get trying out for League team. I don't know if you remember that. I was actively trying out to get on teams. So I was.
You tried to get on a challenger team.
I did. You didn't know that? No, I got on like 3 teams. I was in a few tournaments. We never got through. So there's levels.
Because you said their teammates hated you because you were mean to them.
I was really bad at being mean to people back then. I had to actively work on that. I
told you that. I was like, you're complimenting me. I'm not mean.
So my big thing is I realized being blunt is good to an extent, but people don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to hear their mistakes. They want to hear how to fix it at the least, at the minimum, and not in the moment of the game. I had to realize all that. But yeah, that's what it was.
No. That was never your problem. You never spaced out what you meant. What you were saying was true, but you never had like an analysis on it.
Oh, I always give analysis. My big problem is I didn't wait. Oh, there's Chaz.
Chaz Black. Hi, Black man.
I never waited to give my analysis because I should have done it after the game, not during it. But I don't know. We won a lot. I don't know if you understand how many pro players I demolished in lane and then lost the game because we didn't know how to shot call. But
I remember you said you faced that really bad Astralis player.
I demolished him.
Jeskla? Oh, terrible. Cool name.
He literally almost AFK'd. We had like 20 kills on him. I was just like back in the day, dude. I was legitimately so good. I was top 100 player in the NA for a little bit. I don't know. Not that good anymore. That's that was the big thing. Back in the day when we started doing this podcast, I stopped because I was like, I don't have a time for a podcast because I'm going to be a pro league player.
Yeah, imagine if I just stopped the podcast because he didn't want to be here. I was like, the show has to go on.
Well, no, you actively did too many episodes without me too. That was the big reason. I didn't because you would like just put episodes out, and again, I think informational channels, what it was back then, don't need to have as many episodes out because that's not something a lot of them do. They sometimes speak on specific topics that come out and do overall broad things in weeks.
And the problem that I had back then is I didn't know what to get a time frame of things.
You just did it whenever you felt like it. That was a big thing.
I didn't have a time for it because because like watching as a viewer of League, I kind of had a range of the scope of how the season would go. Now that I've did this forever, I know how the season goes. So I know like, okay, we need to take a break right here because if we don't take a break, then we're going to be basically just doing shows for weeks on end. Like next year coming up, since the season is going to start earlier because every place is going to have that 3 split tournament thing, and that there's an international tournament mid February. So that means the season probably starts like the first week of January, which is good because I think generally there's too much downtime between the off season. But people got to factor in when you play League like year in and year out, scrims, playoffs, worlds, finals, all that stuff. That's a lot of time. So when you get those like final 2 months off, I understand why people take time off. It's like the only time of the year you have free time. But the problem here, if you're a pro player, you have the off season to deal with. So once you figure out you're going to be on a team, then you can finally rest. So as I always tell people, League it's a grueling off season. It's like you go from spring next year, winter. All the regions are going to have winter. Then it's whoever wins. Whatever tournament that's called. Then it's spring. Then it's MSI. Then after that, you have EWC for who's going to that. Then after that, you go back and finish summer. Then after that, you go to Worlds. Like, too much. But I love it. Love it all the same. So let's go over the matchup today, which is Weibo Gaming versus LNG. So before we go over that, this is the same problem that I had with the Swiss stage last year that I brought up, and I'll just reiterate my point again. When you're 3-0, you don't actually play on stage again until the quarterfinals, which is about almost 2 weeks, I think, actually. Because last year, when Genji and LNG were also undefeated, they took about a week or 2 off. And keep in mind, guys, you already take time off going into Worlds, actually. Keep in mind that, right? So the same thing happens for this year, where you're about 2 weeks off in a tournament where other teams are constantly playing, constantly going on stage, constantly more drafts, more ways of playing the game. So I would say to make sure that there's less downtime since you're already at Worlds, make the teams go 4-0, then have them play that undefeated match. That way you have less downtime and it's closer to quarters, right? Because back in the old group stage system, you have to get 4 wins to get out, right? So that's why I said the system they had before really wasn't that good if you really break it down. The only good part that it really had is that you had to go through an Eastern team, weaker or stronger, give or take. That's one thing I did like about the older system. But the problem with the older system was that if a few games didn't go in the upset fashion, then the rest of the day was completely useless until like an LCK or LPL, vice versa, played each other. So
I don't know. I really do enjoy this format a lot more. I think it comes down to a lot more interesting plays. I think that watching your team essentially face the same, guaranteed instead of having a chance of getting somebody new. I don't like those preemptive group draws. You don't think they're fun.
Oh, that was another problem with the group draw too, is the fact that there could be groups that were so lopsided, like group of life, group of death. There's some that were just blatantly obvious these teams aren't getting out. So someone on Reddit, they were like, well, how would you format it better? Okay, so what I would do personally, because I'm just being completely honest here, guys, our teams are not as good as theirs. And I've been vocal about this for years. We're not really improving. We're pretty bad compared to them. I would have just NAEU go at it, LCK, LPL go at it. Then the teams that went out of that, both of them, all the regions advance more. Because we're getting to the point where the LPL and LCK teams are smacking our teams around so bad, we might as well just be playing teams at this point, right? I think you should warm up the Western teams together, and then you have them face the Eastern teams, because randomly just throwing them out against Eastern teams is not even working anymore. Like, we're actively just, they can't even capitalize on basic mistakes they're making now, let alone even bigger if they are ever.
I think handicapping them because they're not good is not an active way to do anything.
Oh, no, you're still going to face them, but you'll at least get like an intro match to kind of not just be like, hey, freaking APA, you're facing Showmaker. It's like, well, that's okay. I guess he's going to get dumpstered then. Now, I will agree to some degree that, you know, you have to get through a good team at some point. But the system that I have in my head, you're going to have to go through them at some point. You will have to face them the next round. But I think even if you have a warm-up match, it doesn't matter because they're not winning in general. But it's just, we're getting to a point our teams just suck, honestly. G2's been the hope for the West for how many years, and they can't even make it out of group stage anymore. They haven't
been the hope for 2 years now. They've been the second
2022, best. They went 1-5 in the group stage? No, 2 and something? No, they beat EG. Yeah, they went like 1 and something. 2022. No, 2021, they didn't make Worlds because they had Reckless, remember? They didn't make MSI or Worlds. 2022, they didn't make it out of groups. 2023, they lost to BLG. And lo and behold, this year, they lose in the same fashion, in the same stakes, again to BLG. How crazy is that? The same stakes, in the same fashion, and the teams lost in the exact same way to get to the exact same scenarios. The only scenario that didn't play out the way it did last year was that TL beat GAM. That's the only one that didn't play out that way. That's crazy. That's why the system is so weird, because you factor in with all this randomization, you wouldn't get these matchups, right? There's no way that if we're doing random matches, you get that.
At the end of the day, there's nothing you can do to make.
No, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but there's no format that you can make where there aren't going to be unfun matchups.
No,
that's just how
I agree with that. But the problem is, like, there should not be a scenario in random draws like this where you get the exact same scenarios and the exact same stakes. Unless that's just 1 in a million chances.
I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying you don't want LPL versus LPL?
No, I'm saying given how it's random draws like this, we shouldn't be getting the exact same scenario as a previous random draw, because if it's random, you should have completely different results.
You need to explain what you mean to me, because I'm very confused.
I hate this guy. Rainer, help me out.
What you're saying is you don't want to watch like NRG versus Downgrade in the first round.
I'm talking about there shouldn't be a tournament where we had 4 teams from last year get into the exact same spot and play out the exact same matches if they're random draws. It's randomization. They got into the exact same stakes. They got into the exact same position they had last year.
I don't understand. They are random. They're just how randomness works is sometimes the things happen.
That's like, it's so crazy how it works. That's like a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, but once you start taking stuff out, because like if I take something out of the pool because of the fact that, this happened already, we start getting less and less random and more into concise. This is where we want it to be, and I don't like that. I like the group stage. The only thing I could say is what you were saying about 4 games. Are you saying 4 games to get out?
No. Just make them play. Just make them get to 4-0, and then.
What I'm saying is, if you lose, like if I lose the first game, do I still have to win 4 games?
No. I'm just saying, make the scenario the same way. You just have to get to 4-0, and then make the teams that are undefeated play, That way, the team that's undefeated won't have such a gap between quarters
so
to win.
What I'm asking you is, are you saying everybody needs 4 total wins, or just the undefeated teams?
Like this year, we had Gen G, LNG. Who else was undefeated? Okay. DK was undefeated, right? I think. Were they? DK and Top Esports. No, they weren't undefeated. Yeah, they
teams
were.
Cannot, teams can't go 4-0. I mean, unless
I would just say try to make a scenario where you have teams get to 4-0 and then have them play a match in the quarters. Yeah, unless
you expand the pool.
Yeah, you're right.
Have more teams, and if you do that, it's just gonna be longer anyways. What I would suggest doing, technically you can have one team get to 4-0. You just can't have 2 teams. But what I would say,
4-0, a 3-1 team, that's fine. I'll take that.
What I'm gonna say is, I think the first place teams should face each other in a best of 3 to decide when they get to that point. The winner of the games gets to choose who their opponents are, and the loser gets to pick after him. That should be the benefit of going 4-0 versus 3-1, because the 3-1 still gets a huge benefit. They get to pick the second worst team, but there shouldn't be 2 undefeated teams. There can't be. Oh, are you saying for a 4-0? Yeah. If you're saying 4, everybody needs to win 4 games. Like I lose the first 2 games, because then you would expand the entire tournament bracket, and that would just expand it.
No, I'm saying even because. Let's just use Gen G or LNG. One of them would be 4-0 anyway, because there's always a team that'll be undefeated at some point in a tournament.
I think making a team like LNG win 3-0 and then have to wait 20 games when the rest of the tournament is only 14 days long is ridiculous.
Yeah, so if you have an extra match with them both where they have to go 4-0, then face each other, then it's closer to quarters when you get to it. That way there's not so much downtime. Because the problem is the downtime is that they went 3-0, and going 3-0 and winning their matches gives them quarters, so you automatically get a top 8. But the downtime you have with that is the point where every other team is playing. Like Weibo has gotten more chances to play on stage and get more drafting and all that practice on stage. LNG's been essentially out of the tournament technically for about
I don't want to keep going over the same point, because we have said the same thing over and over. But I will say one more thing is in baseball, when they introduced the wild card round, which was an extra set of games, the first place team, because the first place team already had to wait 1 round.
Yeah.
The first place team went from having like an 80% win rate to losing 18 out of 20 of the series they had since the introduction of the thing, because the first place team had so much downtime. Anybody who thinks that the 3-0 teams aren't at a huge disadvantage for having downtime is just wrong. LNG was severely at disadvantage.
I agree.
I'm not saying you disagree. I'm just saying
that's what I'm saying. People out there. If you have them play another match and get it closer to quarters, it solves all their problems. Even if they're 3-1, it doesn't matter. 4-0 doesn't matter. They need to be closer to quarters if you're going to give them that advantage. Just that's a lot of downtime.
We're just repeating ourselves at this point. Just again,
are you calling me retarded?
One extra game, I get it. The big thing is a lot of people started losing. No one wants to see that, and you shouldn't give an advantage to the worst teams. Weibo Gaming looked worse than LNG the entirety of the tournament until maybe the last series they had. And then they started ramping up a little bit. And even at their called, LNG looked significantly worse inside of that series. On top of the fact that they didn't have these drafting problems inside of the Swiss stage, but all of a sudden
LNG's been pretty up and down the entire year in the LPF.
Yeah, but I'm just saying at the Worlds, they've looked consistent.
They weren't even inconsistent. They were just really bad for a very, very long time. It's crazy. They actually only look somewhat decent right now. People actually watch the LPL. They're not, I'll say they're bottom 18th, but they're perennially 7th the entire year. They weren't good technically.
They were as good as Weibo the entire year. Yeah. Weibo and LNG.
Weibo actually upset Top Esports and it made a finals. Yeah, LNG was just
Weibo Gaming, every single series besides the one they just played, went to 5 games. Every single one of them.
No, Top Esports won't. You're right. Yeah, it was 5. Yeah, the only series they didn't go to 5 was BLG.
I'm talking about LNG. I'm only talking about LNG versus Weibo Gaming. All of them.
Yeah. Okay.
But weak teams. I mean, we're hating on LNG, but they have not looked significantly weaker than Weibo the entire year. Weibo also had 20 days off, and I really do think that factored in because the problems with their drafting phase came up very consistently that didn't actually I don't know what happened with their coaching. Renekton, Jhin, and Yone should never be picked at the same time because that's low DPS, and all they have to do is pick Jax, and you become essentially useless.
I'll just say to Chad's point, if there's 4 LPL and 3 LCK, you're gonna have that happen because it's not even. If 4 LPL and 4 LCK got out, you wouldn't have had that. Given the fact that FlyQuest got out, that throws a wrench into that because if there's an even amount of teams that get out, then you get the swap. I don't like inter-regional matchups, but I don't like when all of them are like that. We have the one inter-regional matchup. That's fine. I don't want to have a bracket where it's like teams that face each other in the entire year facing each other for like a top 4 spot.
My knowledge is what they did is they made the first round impossible to play somebody from your region, and then from there on.
All right, let's go over the game. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't think Weibo is as bad as people are making him out to be, but this was one of the most boring LPL series I've ever seen. This was just, I couldn't even really tell you what happened in
Why
are
you hyping up Weibo so much, dude?
Goodbye. All right, I'm by myself tonight. What do you need from me?
You're hyping up Weibo so much.
Well, good. My pick'ems are correct. What are your pick'ems, sir?
Okay.
See? L. I always get W's. All right, so the only thing I remember from the series, I'm being completely honest here, was the triple kill that Scout got. Pretty sure it was game 4, and then the Baron throw LNG had in game 2. Everything else is a complete blur. You would have to just bring it up to me for me to remember. I remember Scout running it down in one of these already games. He's turbo sprinted running it down. And I just don't believe in Zika. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Zika, and I don't believe in Hong. I don't believe that anytime these players have leads, they can do anything with them.
I'm going to be honest with you. Zika is literally just better than Breathe. I don't care what anybody says. Breathe is
mechanically, he's better.
No,
not smarter than
literally, Breathe has one of the worst macros. That's
Zika,
his problem.
One of these games, I remember he was gifted kills and did nothing with them. Nothing.
Listen, let me point out to you in the Team Liquid series, Breathe solo killed Impact twice and was still doing a quarter of the damage Impact did on a tank. Did a quarter of the damage Impact was doing on a tank as a carry. Breathe literally is only bad as macro. His mechanics are the only good thing about him.
No, he's better macro wise. His mechanics
are pretty bad. No,
he's destroyed in lane. Zika was beating in lane most of these games.
He has gotten out of 3 games. He solo killed his laner. 3 games.
That right there doesn't help you. But I will say this: this is the same problem that LNG had last year. So last year, keep in mind, Tarzan was on their roster. And they got Wei. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, Wei also made it there with him. Now we're in a position where LNG's had this. This is not just something random today. They've had this all year. They have weeks where they look like they did when they 3-0. And you're like, I can really kind of see if this roster to come together, there is something special here. But when they're not on, this is what it looks like out of them. It's just weird, inconsistent, just plays like this constantly. Going in, I want to not synced up. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to pause the game real quick. I want to go back and I want to show you the deciding. Go back to the very beginning of the game during the tower dive. These things, and I want to point out the difference between these teams is obviously the coaching. You can see, pause this real quick. You can see Nocturne coming up from the lane. They expected this dive, and this is how they turned it around. They devoted so many resources. They put 4 people down here, which means that the, the Ashe just gets to free farm by herself in the top lane because she just outranges Jhin by so much. Mm-hmm. She gets to free farm while they devote 4 resources into this. This denies the top laner both, for the most part, XP, but also CS. Mm-hmm. Gnar gets a massive lead here because they're able to essentially only have to bring one person over. They only have to bring one person over, which is, they get to leave both their mid laner and their ADC.
I remember.
Yeah. But you watch this. And this is why I think where Breathe excels the most. This is a mechanical outplay on Breathe's part. He gets a 3-man stun.
That's why I said his map awareness is better.
Breathe
mechanics is not good.
I'm just saying he mechanically outplayed them here, and that's why they won this. He got a 3-man stun.
I wouldn't even say he really mechanically outplayed them. LNG made a bad decision.
Fully disagree with your what's it called on Breathe. I think Breathe is all mechanics, no brain.
I think he's just all brain, no mechanics. This guy's mechanics.
He's always in the wrong place, and every time he gets a lead, it essentially. And let's point this out. He had a lead. He had a massive lead this game. Massive lead.
Like what you're saying right here? I don't think he outplayed them here. They're just making a bad decision. First of all,
The only reason
they know he's Meganar. They can call it out.
The only reason they lost this is because the coach expected this to happen, sent Skarner bot lane, and if Skarner had not been down here, this instead would have been a 2-0 instead of a 2-for-2.
Okay.
They still got the first blood. Still, overall, the trade itself was good, but all around the map they lose out because
I remember that they won.
They went 2-for-2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so the big that's it's all because Skarner went. I'm blaming this for. I'm not blaming. I'm praising Weibo's coach. Weibo has an incredibly good coach, and I knew this immediately when we went down to bot lane that they prepared for this game. There's so many instances of Weibo just being aware of what's going to happen around the
play
gap.
Right there.
Yeah,
this is on the map. They know he's not there because they can see bot lane and the fact that they saw Khan on a ward go up. I'm just pointing out Zika's not.
There's no ward for this.
Understand the map.
The reason this happened is because Weibo Gaming coach preemptively planned all this. They went from bot lane preemptively. Cleared, went to bot lane and recalled, and they were able to do this because they knew exactly where LNG was going to be around the map. Once this happened, you could see him traverse and go top lane immediately because they knew their goal was to shut down Renekton. And Renekton, obviously, you can't predict that. There's some mistakes.
LNG's had these. What you're describing is problems they've had all year. That's why they weren't good.
Well, yeah, that's the coaching. The coach is arguably the worst coach at Worlds.
I'm talking about LNG. LNG's had these problems.
LNG's coach is the worst at Worlds. You can see.
Why do you always blame the coach?
Because there's problems with you can never can you pick Jhin and Renekton on the same team almost ever.
Okay. Even outside of that, do you think these players are so bad they can't play something like this out? You said they had a chance to win the series.
So I'm going to say, if you pick two low DPS ADCs, low TPS AD champions, which is Renekton and Jhin, low DPS, high burst attack damage. If you build armor, it significantly reduces their input by like maybe 30. It's maybe each piece of armor significantly affects them more than a DPS champion. That's why you have to get these champions. If you're going to pick full AD, you can't have Jhin and Renekton. You have somebody like Jinx. You have somebody like Ashe. Those are high DPS, low burst champions that can deal with armor better. You can't have these two together. Another thing is they're trying to copy T1 with Ahri Nocturne so much, and I don't understand that. It doesn't need to happen.
Nocturne only kind of functions well at Worlds with Orianna.
Orianna's the best mid laner to pair with him at Worlds, and they never even attempted to do that.
I don't even think that Ahri's that bad with him. I think Scout is not good on Ahri.
I would agree with that. He didn't look very good on the champion this series. I was very impressed.
He was 0-5 at one point. He was just running it.
I just think that I'm not surprised
by this. They've had these issues all year. Yeah. They actually only really, in an isolation, looked like what you were talking about before when they went 3-0. I like that all year.
But I'm gonna say if the Weibo coach was on any of the other of the LPL teams, because I've been very impressed with him. If Weibo's coach had been on any other three of the LPL teams, I think they would win Worlds. He's genuinely outplaying every single time. Besides T1, T1 is adapting a lot better than them. Yeah, but they've been just all over the map, just always predicting their opponents, and I'm very impressed with it. The problem is when they get into mid games, their players, which I hate saying this because it should be a coaching problem.
Yeah,
they suffer in the mid game because they don't know what to do and they always make mistakes. Like they set up Baron.
Not knowing what to do is more as far as they disagree on how to do it.
Well, that's not knowing what to. If your team have different opinions, that means you don't know what you're doing because you're not fully cemented on what you're going to do.
No. I think they know how to make the right play. I think they're genuinely disagreeing on what to do in that moment. I've seen it for Weibo
in team play. If you are all not on the same page, it's because there is not a cemented idea on what the right idea is. There's always going like a good team like T1 have one shot caller and no one disagrees with them, and that's just how it works. You'll see a lot of their problems come down to team fighting. Because the preemptive setup they have.
Right here you can. Yeah, right here's a perfect example of what I just said for Weibo. They already won the fight. Tarzan, Crisp, and Breathe went in. The other guys were like, "Why are we doing this?" You can tell they're asking that. They had really no business of greeting for that. I don't think they're that stupid. I just don't think they understand how much you can just back off when you win.
I genuinely think
created for it. Yeah, he came in, he killed. Yeah, complete greed. They could just leave.
The biggest gap this team is number one coaches, second junglers. Tarzan is just like triple the jungler Weibo is. I don't even understand why.
Yeah.
He's just better in everything. Like literally, I still don't understand why they replaced him.
And keep in mind, remember Tarzan's Korean. Communicating with them might be a little bit.
That's fair. Tarzan.
They've had these issues and Tarzan only came for them in the summer. He wasn't with them initially up front.
They are Tarzan is so good. I think that a lot of the problems that I think are being presented by this team are usually by the laners because he's always in the correct spots for the most part. And when he gets into a team fight, if they are equalized, he can usually turn it around because he is good. But I think a lot of the problems Weibo has is that their support is always always in a weird spot where he's trying to...
Chris has been the worst player for them the entire thing. He's not good.
Yeah. He's always in a wrong spot, and I don't really like that. I think there's a lot of things that they can fix on this team, and it comes down to the fact that I think Weibo really just is dumb as bricks. I think that's one of their biggest problems. The reason they win is because they have the best coach, arguably. There's a lot of other coaches that are close to him. SKT and Gen G, I think, are up there. But they have arguably the best coach in the world. And he's been outperforming. Like, all of these teams, every single game they won in draft, and the only way they can lose is if their team is bad. And they did lose one of those. Their team fighting is not great.
Only lost game 2.
They won game 1, lost game 2. The reason they lost game 2.
The only reason why they lost game 2 is because they the only reason why LNG won game 2 was because Weibo was just bad at capitalizing on that Baron throw they had. Weibo probably could have 3-0'd them if they really put their mind to it.
I think you're very misunderstanding. Like, again, LNG is genuinely all around, I think, beyond for the most part. They have just better players. But
I wouldn't say so. I think even on a worse day, Chris is much more smart of a player than Hong. I think
Han and Tarzan I'll give credit for. I think every other
Zika is not like
Zika is better than
I've watched most of them most of their time.
They've been
making these mistakes all year. What I'm saying is this is who they really are. They're not they're not that 3-0 team that we saw before. This is who they are. They're inconsistent.
I didn't think they were
Scout is good. The only reason why they're here is because of Scout.
It's
the only reason why they're here.
Zika's looked good inside of the Swiss stage. Zika is genuinely, again, representing him as this.
Yeah, he's relatively not good. If we're talking about
Breathe is bad. Breathe is a bad player. I think.
Yeah, but Breathe is smarter on the map than he is.
He's not. Breathe needs to be replaced off this team. He's bad. He's mechanical. The only reason they can even team fight is because of him and Tarzan, because they're both incredibly good. A lot of their wins have came off these two exceptionally good mechanical players. But I think
for me, I just wasn't surprised. I mean, I didn't pick for them to win because I've seen them a good amount of their games. I know they're not that 3-0 team. I know this is who they really are.
I mean, I agree with that. They're not good at.
We're gonna have Yigao on here. I'm going to point out we're gonna have Yigao because of the whole visa China rule or whatever. Gala, that might be a rumor, but he paid about $1 million to get Scout on here. He knew if they had Yigao. That breaks my soul.
$5 million.
$5 million out just to end up top 8. Good God. It hurts my soul. Oh, good Lord. I'm sorry, Gala. Gala lost $5 million. Okay. Yeah. But I'll just say this. I'm not entirely surprised. I don't think their team is all that great, honestly, especially on certain positions that you need to have a deciding factor in. You know, and I'll be honest here. Crisp is probably going to be the reason why they don't win Worlds or they pass the next round.
You're hyping up. That's not the only reason. They're bad. They're a bad team.
I think they're smart at understanding when to do the exact thing they need to do.
The reason they end up losing is because what they do is they run at the enemy team until they make a mistake.
You even praise Breeze for his Jax Counter-Strike he did against Fnatic.
I'm going to give him credit when he does well. He does well. He mechanically outplayed again.
But that's a map awareness thing. That's nothing to do with
that's
anyone can press E on
Flash. So decisions mid-team fight are micro. Those are mechanical plays.
Yeah. Right, and
he's mechanic.
He probably didn't see that coming. I guarantee you Xiao who probably called that out to him.
It might have been. I'm just saying, I really think, and again, the reason that I think that he's not bad, and I over
LNG
exaggerate.
should buy out Junjia from PSG. Weiwei is such a fraud. I think
Honestly,
Weiwei is just a mismatch for Scout.
I really wish stupid, because I think Levi's been good for some. I know it's kind of goofy to say, but Levi's been good for so many years. If he could speak, if only he could speak Chinese, I would be so down. Because he was really good this Worlds. I really liked him.
Like, I'll be honest here. I don't know if they're getting past who they face. Oh, they have
BLG or Hanwha.
Yeah, I'm getting off the Weibo train right as that happened. Sorry, boys. I believed in you to beat DK. I believed you get top 8, and I believed you beat LNG. That's as far as I'm going. Nope, not doing it. And I'll say this. So, I mean, it's been weirdly at Worlds too that a higher seed would lose to a lower seed. I don't really keep in mind. People don't really watch the LPL because most people fake they do, but they don't. I'll just keep in mind these people. LNG been pretty much bombing out most of the year so far. The only time they really looked significantly good was between the end of summer, the regional qualifier, where they 3-0'd Weibo, and they went 3-0 now. Weibo beat Top Esports, who people thought was the best team in the world, and they got to the finals actually. So both teams are relatively weird.
I do want to point out they split. See, what's it called? They split series like the entire year. They equal the entire. Yeah, and they were all went to 5 games. So saying that Weibo is better than them throughout the entire year is not fair to them, because there has not been a significant gap at all.
That's what. Hey, I'll be honest here. That's also why I didn't believe in DK, because I'm not believing in Kingen or Lucid or Mohab. No way. Kingen could be 6-0 up on Kasante and still throw a game.
I'll agree with that. I think Kingen is really bad.
One of these games, he was given like
you cannot trash talk Zika if you're gonna praise Breathe.
He was given free 2 kills on Jax, and he still couldn't carry the game. Free 2 games.
Okay, go watch the Team Liquid game where this man got like 4 kills, solo killed twice, impact, and did a quarter of his damage. Go look at that game. Not even a quarter. Like, it Breathe legitimately cannot.
JJ has been asked since he won Worlds. JJ. Oh, I don't. EG jungler. Yeah, JJ's weirdly an overrated player. He only really played good on that one day. He wasn't.
I think Zika, with their plan to put him behind so much, played as well as he could have. He's not a great player, but he's better than Breathe. And I just don't
believe in him as a player enough to win a whole series.
Would you believe in Breathe?
Smarter on the map. That's all you need to win. You don't need hands to win. You said all you need to do to win his league is be smarter on the map.
Yeah, and why Zika is smarter on whatever. It don't matter that much.
I hate you.
You're
let's go to game 2 because you want to talk about the Baron call, right?
I want to talk about everything in that game.
Okay, but this is the one. This is probably the highlight of the series, where they went. No. You could argue that maybe they baited them. Oh, no, the scrying orb was there. So they saw them doing it. I think this is the part, actually.
Again, so I do want to point out, look at LNG's comp again.
It's right here. Sorry, everyone. So let me go about right.
There's only one game where they didn't go heavy into AP. And again, you could give credit to Jax being somewhat AP, but it's not enough to say that you're going to do enough damage to the enemy team by Jax's AP ratios. It's not AP damage. I mean, Magicman, sorry. He just doesn't do enough.
I would just say to stop. They were baiting them on the Baron. They got them in, and then
it was a very good play. So I want to point out
this was actually Weibo Gaming's Baron that they baited PSG into. I was like, wow, okay.
Weibo Gaming had been winning at the beginning and threw the game away, and then LNG immediately.
This game, LNG was winning. They just
watch the beginning of the game. Weibo started out the game with a gold advantage. Threw it away for a gold deficit, and LNG immediately threw it back. And then Weibo game throws it back later on. This is what happened the entire series, except for the last game. The entire series is just a throwback of massive 5,000 gold deficits to the enemy team.
LPL series I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say so, because honestly, I think that LPL has been teamfight centric for a long time and focused less on macro.
We've seen better LPL versus LPL series in the past.
We have definitely seen better. This was fun to watch for some people.
This was fun to you? No way.
Not for me. This was bad. Well, I mean, just point out, there was like 6 kills in the span of 4 minutes. People like that. People enjoy watching kills. I don't enjoy that personally.
Game 1 was relatively pretty slow, I remember.
Watch, this is where Weibo throws it back.
Oh, this is when he got the Sejuani triple kill. I remember that.
Watch this. Just watch what happens.
This is going to be game over right here. I don't know how
they shouldn't. They shouldn't have tried to force this.
There's going to be minions there too on the Baron buff.
No,
right
watch.
There.
This is they think that they're going to kill the team before he gets back. That's why they did this.
Also, Light briefed his arrow. He threw it backwards.
They did, and that's what lost them the game. But the big thing, if you go back, there's three mistakes that actually were made during this.
That's why I said they could have 3-0'd them, because if they didn't actually mess up on that push, seriously,
this was a stupid push to make. This was a dumb push to make in general.
Minion, though.
It doesn't matter. You're not going to be able. They're not going to end the game before Yone TPs.
And Weibo's comp has better CC, right?
What does that mean?
Because Scout would have to engage, right?
They should have grabbed the inhibitor.
Well,
that's fair. If he hadn't missed the Ash Arrow, possibly, but you can't make it on an inconsistent. Yeah. You can't make it on an. There was no way he was going to really hit Ash there. I mean, what's it called? Because there wasn't going to be an opening for him. This is where they point out.
I would say if you want to definitely for sure end, Breathe needs to TP with them right now.
What needs to happen? They close out this inhib, go push mid. That would have been the smarter call to play, and they probably would have won the game from there.
Jump them when they're trying to do that, though?
No, they just rotate. So this big thing, they think they're going to end the game before Scout gets in here. They're going to have already killed somebody, but they can't.
Yeah.
Watch, he goes for the Demolish proc.
That's because Breathe goes before.
No, Breathe tried to get a Demolish proc, and that killed him.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Breathe messed up the entire thing. He went in before his team was there and got completely chunked out. So if Tommy is chunked out on that team, you can go in because that's what he's already.
Even if he doesn't, you can't be pushing here. There's no reason to make, when you're this far ahead, you don't need to make these rash plays. You have a full AD comp into two players who can build armor pretty consistently. Yeah. And the only way they get around it is the magic damage of Jax and the kiting from Ezreal that has some magic damage too. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no consistent DPS.
What is he doing?
He's trying to get a Demolish proc.
He griefed the entire game right there. There's no reason to be diving that far. All he has to do is just focus on Zika.
If they
he doesn't have to greet there. He could just fight with his teammate, play basic front to back.
If they fought with their teammates, there's a possibility they lose. If they go mid, they end the game. They just didn't need to be here.
No way. I think they're still going to get ace even if they go mid. They just right there. They can't team fight when they're
well, it's because they fought under Nexus turrets, which are inherent. They're buffed in this period. Every single one of the turrets get buffed right now. You could start seeing it halfway through. So one big thing we need to look out for is they have a better scaling team comp. They don't have to push for this. Every single aspect
better 1-3-1 too. Like if they want to split the map, it's better for them.
Yeah, but they can't do that because they were behind. They were behind until that very end in every single aspect.
That's what I said. Weibo threw that fight right there. If they win that, it's 3-0 because they win the game after anyway. So
I agree with that, but LNG threw the game too.
I've never seen a player do that. Just stay with your team and just be a meat shield. And he just runs in and got insta CC'd. Because his build, he's 4-2. He has Jack Show. What's this one? It's Thornmail, Jack Show, Iceborne Gauntlet, and Frozen Heart. I forgot what this one is. But he's more than enough to just tank damage for his team. There's no reason to go in that early.
There's just no reason to go. Like the difference between the Chinese teams and the Korean teams is they don't know when they can end. The Chinese teams just don't know. They think they can end at every point in the game. And again, Ezreal
right there is discipline. Chinese top players are less disciplined. I think Korean players are getting whipped in scrims if they don't play less disciplined. Korean players are very disciplined in stuff. They're not going for anything they don't believe they can honestly just outplay you in. LPL just fights you for just no reason whatsoever because they just fight you. They just are too free. That's why I think they're never going to be ever really eclipsing Korea in Worlds. There's no way. Their players are less disciplined in everything. There's no reason a top laner should do that. I don't think he's been playing that bad this Worlds though. But there's just no real reason to do this.
Having the coach they have, and again, go back real quick. Go back a little bit, just a little bit. I want you to pause real quick. Not yet. I'll tell you when.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you when to pause it. I just want to point out the discrepancy.
Yeah, like you said.
Right here. Pause right here.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. You keep talking.
Pause it.
I'm going to get a drink.
This entire game was LNG's the entire game. They were winning the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
They went through one team fight. Weibo Gaming was on the back burner because, again, you see that little red at the beginning? They were ahead, threw the game back, LNG took over the game, and then it spiraled into that. I think LNG gives people both these teams are arguably the worst in the top 8. These are the 2 worst top 8 teams, in my opinion. There's an argument to make.
You did say LNG was playing better than BLG though at one point.
At one point, BLG looked really bad to start off this Worlds.
Chaz is freshening up for James. Okay,
like there's no reason because there's a reason that BLG went 1-2. They did not look good at the beginning and they ramped up. I think right now, what's up?
Yeah, I just don't know how you can't end this position. This is like the easiest position to end it.
You can technically end, but it relies
on dude, there's a Baron buff minion wave there.
What does that mean?
That's why they're even attempting it. The reason why they think they can end it
the reason they think they can end is because they think they can, because Yone is going to TP. They're aware of that.
I see that. I know.
They think they can force a team fight and kill somebody before Yone TPs, which would turn this. They can't.
Yeah. All they have to do is space out what Light's doing there and just get the turret down. Now, even if you say they can't end, there's no reason to greed the way Breeze does.
I want to point out
the reason why he greets the fight because he goes in and dies. Now his entire backline is free. They're all essentially
they can't
right there.
No, the reason, if you look at it, before the team fight even happens, because they can't actually hit LNG because they're under turrets, Tarzan's at 20% HP before the fight starts.
I remember that. Yeah.
You can't win this team fight because you can't hit them. You can't do anything. If you fight them on the turret, you lose. He's just behind. He's behind. There's nothing you should not be forcing this team fight this early on because you can close the game out in a concise manner because not only you don't have to, like, if you were on a time, like if you were an outscaled team, I'd understand why they forced that. This was the goofiest game ever. But I would understand why they forced that.
Yeah, plays like this are why I could never root for them in top 8. They do this all year. Greedy level 1 shenanigans for no reason.
I don't think they expected them to be there, to be fair. No one's trying to fight a Braum team
did they walk?
level 1.
I think they did. No, you're right. Maybe. Let me see. Okay. Maybe you're right. After this, once they saw where Tarzan's at, he's gonna start on his this is blue side, right? He's gonna start his blue. You just run. You know where he's gonna be at. You see the ward. They just leave. Like, why do this? Plus, their comp is worse against them at level 1. This is why it is.
I actually didn't understand that. I'll agree with that point.
LPL series. This is just garbage on every level. Why? This is stupid. And now the Kaisa Alistar bot lane, which is worse against Ashe and Braum at level 1, is now at a disadvantage.
That's fair. I mean, it didn't make any sense to fight.
Even after they saw where Tarzan was going to start, which is the whole point of why they would look for him. This is terrible. Get me out of the series.
Weirdly enough, LNG ended up ahead in the early game because Weibo immediately.
That's the bad part. Somehow they were ahead. I hate this. Get me out of here.
I believe Weibo fed them 2 kills after that.
This was the play that Scout did. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's good." Well, this was the only decisive game in the series. Was game 4.
Yeah,
and by decisive, I mean Weibo just didn't. They figured out, hey, if we have a tank, he should probably not just go and try to dive 3 people under the turret.
No, look at the team comp. The team comp decided this before the game started.
Oh God, Bree.
They have no way to kill Jax or Malachi.
Never seen that in my entire life. Holy shit!
Your focus
frontlining right there. Like, why?
Well, he is frontlining because he is a frontliner. But
oh Lord, this was the play I think right here closer to the game.
There was nothing. They couldn't have lost this game. That's just all I'm saying. This was the worst.
Weibo, no, you're right. Yeah. I was saying there's
Weibo
from this position. There's no way. This was the one where he got
the position.
The Yone triple kill.
Look at this. Look at they have 0. Even if they were 20 kills up, once Jax builds 2 pieces of armor, and again they killed 3 people there.
Ooh.
I genuinely don't think Weibo's team fighting is good enough to get them into the later half of this tournament.
Oh no, they're losing to whoever wins out of the round coming up today.
They're getting carried by a coach they don't deserve.
Getting off the train. Choo off the Weibo train.
Yeah. If that coach was on any of the other 3 LPL teams, I think they have a chance to win Worlds.
Like
it is just unfortunate.
Breathe. Just I don't get it. Man. He can make some pretty decisive plays on the map, but then he just greeds.
It's because he doesn't make decisive plays on the map, and he relies on his brain dead mechanics.
I'm hard pressed to believe that other people are telling him to do it, but then again, I could be wrong.
No one's telling him to run in there by himself. No one would be like, "Hey, go a mile ahead of us and start autoing the turret." No one does that.
He probably thinks he's stronger than he is
because he has all mechanics. People who are bad mechanically don't think they're better than the other people, no matter how far ahead they are.
I just don't think that, but it's not just him. Most LPL players are like that. They're generally not smart about the game.
LNG was a more team fight oriented macro team that had no macro this series.
And yep, Xiaohu makes his, I don't know how many world semis he's been at this point. Holy crap. This guy just keeps winning until he makes the finals and he loses. He's not making the finals this year. I couldn't believe in Weibo last year. I just think the team was just fucking trash. At least they beat an Asian team this time and made top 4. Last year they faced NRG. Like, good lord.
Why are you hating on Weibo last year, man?
They look better with Breathe and Tarzan than they do with fucking Weiwei and the Shy.
You're crazy. They lived.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
My big thing about Weibo this year is that they genuinely. Who have they faced that have been impressive?
Because you wanted to look at we were talking about this in the car. You got to look at the matches. Give me one moment. Let me just go to League Video.
I want you to watch. Go to this. This should be the deciding factor. Go to Weibo versus Team Liquid. I want you to watch Breathe. I want you to watch that game. Just watch the highlights.
He played pretty good against Keen. You got to give him that.
Weibo versus Team Liquid.
Was that day 2? Game. That's day 2, right? Yeah.
I just type in Weibo versus Team Liquid highlights.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Bring up the whole thing really quickly. Play in stage main event. Thank God, freaking League. I have the stronger internet now, so it's not gonna lag out sometimes when I go to Leaguepedia. Holy motherfuck. Okay. Who did I was generally blanking on who LNG actually faced. LNG faced Team Liquid, BLG, DK. Okay, we were right. TL was pretty, yeah. DK was, yeah. The only decent opponent they beat was BLG, and BLG you said at that point were slumping.
Yeah,
but it's like they had a.
I do want to say
schedule isn't that bad.
I don't care about opponents if you have decisive gameplay around the map and it doesn't rely on team fighting. I think there's a chance you can win the series. They look decisive around the team fight, and it really nothing showed in that series. All of the things that I praised them for in the Swiss stage didn't come to fruition. It seemed like they were a whole different team by then.
Yeah, you fell in love with their Swiss stage, but you said you were watching them like I was mostly. That's not who they are, though.
It doesn't matter.
Come out of them eventually.
A lot of teams show up at Worlds and become different teams for the rest of the tournament. It happens a lot.
Yeah. But
I don't like to.
I couldn't believe because that's just 1 week, though. We've been watching these guys for like what, a couple years with this roster.
It doesn't really matter. If you
I'm not going to take 1 week out of like a bunch of weeks they've been.
It's fair to hold their past against them, but give credit for their rising, because a lot of teams during the World Stage patch make a lot of adjustments, and their teams look different by the end of the year.
Who else would we say that for the mad match with Weibo? Weibo faced Gen G, who they played decently close. They faced Team Liquid too. Both of them faced Team Liquid. Crazy.
I'm just talking about watch the Team Liquid game. I want you to see the highlights of that.
I have to remember that one. Okay,
no,
that was the one where AP was playing Syndra, right?
Literally, the highlights are going to be very quick to watch. I want you to watch this so I can.
You're going to talk about when Team Liquid were like playing strong on the map when they were outplaying them a little bit. Well, and to be fair, wouldn't that hurt their point? They shouldn't be even in a position like that against Team Liquid. Team Liquid, as you saw, weren't good Worlds anyway. Let me go right now. You said LNG, right?
No, not versus LNG. I keep bringing this up. I want
you to watch Weibo. Okay.
Weibo.
Okay.
Team Liquid versus Weibo. Just type in Control F.
Team Liquid Weibo right here. Yeah, I had it right here. I had it saved. These games, I should have to save them because I have to freaking review them later on. Holy crap. Okay. So do you want a new Verizon My Home? No?
I don't. I want you to watch.
Yeah, it's a Syndra game. Yeah.
I'm not talking about anything besides top.
I think they lost because APA is just terrible, but that's just me.
Watch this lead. Breathe.
You're talking about. Yeah, I remember this.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you why I think that Breathe is the worst top laner at the tournament.
That's why I think he's more smarter on the map than mechanically.
He solo kills Impact twice. Solo
Right,
kills
is he
him
not supposed to do
twice. That he should, if he's mechanically better. Mechanics are coming into play in solo queue.
Yeah, but the problem here, that the other thing you're not keeping in mind is that sometimes it's not even just about solo killing him. Making him go back and back constantly and not be a force in the game is also another positive too, right?
If you're mechanically good, you don't think about it. Watch this. This man solo kills him, right? Yeah. I want you to realize the reason he was so much less impactful is because Team Impact just ran him around the map. Impact outsmarted them this entire game.
Yeah, but at
Impact
a certain point, since he was so far behind in lane, that's only gonna get you so far.
It did. He almost won the game for them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Impact Breathe almost solo through this game because his brain doesn't exist.
Impact realized he was losing lane so bad he had to not be there anymore to win the game.
Well, no, it's more so Breathe was late to everything.
Yeah.
Breathe was late to every single team.
Keep in mind, you have to keep Gnar in a side lane unless he's going to be Mega Gnar to TP into a team fight.
Well, I mean, look at Impact. Impact is not allowed to have Gnar anymore. I'm going to put that rule out there. Impact TP'd to every fight as mini Gnar when he had Gnar in this.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible thing to do because it's hard to do that. It's hard to actively be bad at Gnar.
But no, I mean, it's hard to actively be bad when you're this tenured at league at like Impact. He shouldn't be losing to people like Breathe anyway.
The entire game. This is all they do is devote resources into making sure he can't do anything. The entire game.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to do that without what Breathe did to him. Remember, Breathe put him down to the point.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. Breathe outplayed him. He did.
You're just saying the fact that given Breathe's lead in the lane, he should have been better to outplay him on the map.
If Breathe is smarter than Impact, he is in every team fight beforehand, and his lead means they never have a chance.
Yeah, but keep in mind, even if he's a part of team fights as Renekton, it's not really getting them anywhere. And
it literally did. The reason they almost won is because
they got there because of Syndra. They rotated Syndra on the map.
No, it's
that's
because
why they got those kills.
Look at this. Impact is in the back line, and where's Breathe at? Breathe is mini Gnar.
Might as well be a 4v5.
Breathe came in as Mega Gnar before they could engage.
Turned
into mini Gnar, and Impact's got into the back line.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen to. I mean, I wouldn't do that.
Let Breathe into your heart, man. What did this?
I don't like Breathe. I think Breathe is the worst top laner out of all the Chinese and Korean top.
No way. King is better. There's no way you think that logically.
Kingen is literally actively a negative.
Kingen is actively not a player.
That's fair. Breathe will actively take the lead you give him and give the shutdown.
Breathe got lane leads. At least Breathe actually got leads in the game and actually.
So he can give shutdowns to the carries. Yeah, that's good.
I'm just saying. Hey, he had to be in that position first.
Look at it. That's actually not his fault. I'm just messing around. But
okay.
Breathe.
What was the game you said Impact played on Gnar where he didn't turn Mega Gnar?
I don't remember which game it was.
Oh, that was the LNG one.
I couldn't even watch that. I was like, and this really Impact really did team fight well for the most part in most of the games, but that was
because he has to do that. He can't side lane, but at a certain point in the game, Breathe will have the advantage because he beat him in lane that hard.
Yeah, you know what? So did BDD with Caps that one time, and that won them.
Yeah, right here. This is a good TP play right here. I remember this. Yeah, he TP back in and killed them. Yeah, I remember this.
Yes, after the team fight was already decided.
Yeah, that's the problem. They should have called him sooner. I don't know.
You keep giving credit to this man. Like it's not his fault.
Keep in mind, I don't.
He's a grown man.
Okay, hold on.
I think he turned the team fight around. He did. Late after the team.
No. Hold on. That's just greed.
He greed left every game. He greeds every game. Look at his team. He always gets a lead. He always throws it because he is dumb as bricks. He's never. I'm angry at him because not only because you keep hyping him up. Look at him again. He's in the wrong place. Tries to outplay 3 people there and dies.
Yeah, and Impact, the person that you're praising, lost to that guy in lane. So Impact way more trash than that guy.
Impact is bad. Impact is not
right here. This was the one where he TP'd on Renekton and got the kill. Yeah, so he's having. It's easier to have an impact on Renekton in a team fight because
it's not. Renekton is a worse team fighting champion than Gnar.
No, I'm saying it's easier to TP on Renekton and just E in and W to stun somebody. It's way harder.
Look where Breathe is coming from. After this team fight, where's he at?
Where is he at? Coming out
Where
of the
is he
base?
at?
He bought steroids gauge. He's coming out of the base.
Yeah. Watch this
Walking
team
out
fight.
of
Watch
lane.
him. Watch this team fight.
This one. This is the one where he's side lane. Yeah, he's in the side lane battling it.
He has TP for this.
He does. Yeah, he has TP for this one.
Watch this team fight.
This was after the triple kill. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. So this is the one where he's fighting Impact 1v1.
Has 1 billion gold up on Impact. He forces a team fight, and he's like, why is Impact fighting me here? I'm so high up. Why is he fighting? Maybe because he knows he doesn't have to 1v1 you. Double bricks.
I don't know why. I don't know how he got baited there.
Because he's dumb. Because he's dumb.
Why are you yelling?
Because you give credit to this man. His only flaw is that he doesn't know how to macro.
Sir, calm down with your white rage.
You know why? Because he doesn't take Team Liquid seriously like most of these teams.
That's fair. I would believe that if it happened every game.
I'm not going to say.
I would just say this right now. If I solo kill a guy twice in lane and he's just griefing into me, I'm not respecting nothing that guy does.
Yeah, but like, why is he griefing?
I do agree, Jay's Breathe ain't the smartest player. We see them was it OMG? No, not OMG.
RNG a long time ago.
RNG. I saw him playing 2 games on RNG.
I'm just saying, the same way you're talking about Breathe, I said the same thing about Zika and Kingin. Straight up idiot players.
Zika?
Oh no, King.
Today, I remember it was game 3. He got gifted 2 kills on Jax. That man straight up ran it down. He didn't even split push. He was behind. Gifted 2 kills.
Bad players Jax is always crazy to me. Because Jax is literally
really gifted 2 kills in 2 minutes in. He wasn't even ahead or split pushing. That's crazy to me.
Well, it doesn't matter. They should not, regardless of what happens. If you're bad,
if you give him a lead, he will somewhat do something with it.
Zika he will actively throw player. It. That's what he'll do.
I'd rather someone throw it than someone get a lead and not do anything with it, because at least he's actively trying to push the game.
Breathe is not worthless because he's good. He's a good mechanical player. He's good. You give him a lead, he will try and actively kill people. The problem is if you put a carrot on a stick and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to lose this 1v1, but I'm right next to you. He's going to run you down like a dog.
That's also because he was on RG, a dumbass team.
That really infected him.
Keep in mind, the last time he made Worlds was with Xiaohu, and that's when they got COVID when they played Team Liquid, not Team T1. Imagine that. You're fucking sick as hell and you got to play a best of 5.
Breathe. I remember when I hyped up Breathe, by the way, because I was like, this guy is incredible.
I genuinely don't think he's that good mechanically. I think he's only decent when it comes to macro. He's not that good for mechanically.
He literally has made only.
I'm saying I don't think beating up on Impact or fucking.
It's not just that. I mean, like, how do you get
what do you play?
out? How do you lose to Impact?
Didn't that man lose Broken Blade 1v1?
What I'm saying, why do you have
Broken Blade picked Galio against him? There's no way. No, man.
Broken Blade this is the beginning of everybody realizing that Galio destroys Rumble in 1v1s. No one knew
my butthole.
But that was incredible. Every time Rumble gets picked, Galio should be in there. Yeah. Galio just beats him in every aspect of the game.
I'm not surprised the series went the way it was. It's just LNG's been like this the entire year. I was like, you know what? Maybe they finally got it together with the 3-0, but I was like, no, I just can't trust it. I can't. There's no way.
I mean, I don't blame you. LNG just genuinely
can't believe
played poorly this year.
Players. They're not good. They're straight up like what you're saying about Breathe and at least Chris. At least there's some upside to them. There's something there that can work. There's nothing there with Hong. Nothing.
Hong is the worst player.
Guys, don't forget that when LNG beat Weibo, this is Weibo coming off losing in the finals to BLG, and then they had
2 days before. 2 days before.
No, not even 2 days. The next day.
Was the next day?
It was the next day.
Yeah.
And Weibo was exhausted because think about it.
They played Top Esports 5 games. Then they played BLG 4 games.
And now they got to play LNG.
That was brilliant. Yeah. That's a lot of games back to back to back. That's crazy too.
Because everyone knew LNG was worse than BLG. Not BLG. Weibo. I was like, damn.
But this is crazy because last year T1 just beat the living shit out of them. And to be fair, T1 was stronger than them, if we're being honest.
Everybody,
but that's expected though. But this is weird because this is an easier opponent they had last year. They took Weibo's jungler from last year. They had most of the same roster. Same problems keep popping up. Inconsistent in team fighting. Not knowing when to actually take an objective properly.
Part of it, they're drafting. Part of it, they're
Oh, no, I agree. The drafting is awful. But this is the same mistake.
Game 4 drafting?
This is a different dude. They have a different coach this year. This is the same problems. All they made was just Weibo as a change. Not Weibo. Oh, my God. Weiwei. He's the only change they have. And it's the same problems. These guys just aren't good together. They're not compatible. I mean, Gala is he's not as of a carry as he used to be, but he can carry games. He can, but it's just not as good as someone like, Pays or Gumayusi. Pays and Gumayusi have kills on Kaisa. They're taking over the game no matter what situation happens, right? Gala's not been like that for a little bit there. I believe he can.
I think you put Gala on Kaisa in arguably one of the best Kaisas in the world.
He is, yeah. I agree.
You put him on Jin 3. Was it all 3 games or twice? No, twice. He got Ezreal once.
Kaisa which is the game one game, I think, right?
No, he got 2 Jins and 1 Ezreal. The Ezreal game they won. This man, you keep putting this man on Jin, you're going to find out Ezreal? Why Jin is not a skill expression champion.
Maybe you're right. They gave Light has been the best Ezreal at Worlds.
Yep.
And they gave that man, how many times he get Ezreal in series? He got Ashe,
Kaisa, Ashe, and Ezreal.
He should never have Ezreal. Ever. That man is just too good on Ezreal. Man's just crap.
And don't forget, LNG picked Yone. Not saying, they gave him Yone. That's at the first pick.
I don't think I'm trying to wrap my brain around what Breeze did in the base. Weibo could have straight up just 3-0'd them because they won the game after that.
Yeah.
I can't believe Breeze walked up and did that. That is just
I do want to point out, this was very close to an LNG 3-0 also.
That's just a trash
That's
series,
how
man.
Bad the game was.
Oh, yeah.
This was
all the games were bad.
One team fight from both a 3-0 Weibo and a 3-0 LNG. That's how crazy this is.
I will never wrap my head around what I saw earlier. He walked up, could have just stayed with his team, peeled for his team, just peeled for them.
Watch Tarzan here. Watch Tarzan here.
Hey, well, keep in mind, you also before this he was behind, so he's not as ahead as Weiwei is in this game.
Well, no, just watch what happens. This is the reason I don't think they should have just walked him in. They get the turret here. The wave's already. If the wave wasn't pushing, I'd understand, but the wave in mid is already here. You can have somebody respond because they're trying to not only try and force out the TP, but they think they can end by getting a pick here, which they can't do because they can't engage. And when you're attacking a Nexus turret, you can't attack back unless your tank just dives in. And with him under the turret, he died. he died.
I've never seen a play like that in my entire life.
Watch Tarzan's HP.
And the thing is, if Zika is right here trying to, because the reason why they think they can end is because they have the Baron minions right there. They don't end without that. They can just turn on Zika here, chunk him out. Why? Why did he do this? I will just never understand. And then all the carries went with him.
Tarzan's HP is at 50% at this point. He's 20%. Before the game, the fight starts, Tarzan's at 30% HP. You weren't going to end the game even if you didn't do that. There's no world they should have been.
That's crazy.
I have seen that. I've literally seen so many bad plays in the world that doesn't surprise me, but I hate seeing it.
Peel for your fucking carries.
This is why I hate them. Two top 8 teams have no macro. That breaks my heart. It's hard to say Weibo doesn't. Weibo has a good template for the game, but they have no brains. They literally know how to play the game, but if something...
No brains, all mouth.
Shut up.
No? All right. That's a pretty good joke there.
Pretty good joke.
I thought that was good. Sleeper.
Yeah, put
all
me
right.
sleeper.
Well, I have my pick'ems. I chose Weibo, Homolife, Gen G, and T1.
You'll probably get it right. I mean, there was a very high chance for all of those. I think the
Top
only one...
Esports could maybe upset T1, but Faker's never lost in quarters ever. So
I think Top Esports has looked pretty bad this year.
I think Bill G's going to upset
That's a high chance too.
Imagine if you're Peanut, Delight, and Doran, and you lose to 4/5 of the same players you did last year against the same team in the exact same spot. Wouldn't that be demoralizing? That's just demoralizing.
Think about it. LNG lost to teams that got to the finals again. Think about it. Last year they lost to T1, and now they lost to Weibo.
SK's done. before we go on this, SK's done. Just consider SK go 2027. Done.
Oh, look at that. They got big names now.
Who they get? They got Isma, but who they get?
They re-signed Isma. That's it. Just go 2026. That guy's awful. 2026. Good job. Good job, SK, being a fucking worthless piece of shit. All right, so. Okay, now we're going to talk. I don't want to use too many off-season news because I want to save it for like when there's no league being gone. So this is the one that is big for everyone. So after G2 Esports lost to BLG, same exact position they had in last year, fucking Swiss format, right? It was announced that Mikyx and Yike could explore options. And the people that they're supposed to be rumored to get is this guy called Skewmond, Skew My Mom, whatever the fuck his name is. Skew James's mom. Nope, not doing that one. That can't do that joke. You also have Labrov. This is straight up a downgrade in every level. This player is not good. I have watched this player on Vitality with Comp when he first entered the LAC. He was with Vitality. And to be fair, I will give him credit for this. Nothing can work on Vitality. That's Bizarro World, Curse Land, where dudes get fucked by trannies and you're getting your ass eaten by Satan. Nothing works on Vitality.
Saying.
Then he was on BDS for 2 years and got reverse swept in every finals, every big match. He can't lane. He can't team fight properly. He's worse than Mikyx currently right now. He was better than Mikyx. When? You tell me when. When? What split? Because if people thought that legitimately, then why was he never rated over Mikyx? I find all these retarded dumb fuck fans. They're like, "Oh, I think he's better than Mikyx." Did you have Labrov over Mikyx in any All Pro decision ever? Well, no, because I would think the underrated. Fucking hell, shut up.
You really think that Labrov is
better than Mikyx ever?
I don't think
that's
LeBron
not true.
bad.
2022, Labrov was one of the best players in Europe. Not even supports.
I don't think LeBron's bad, but he is a downgrade.
LeBron is not bad.
He is a downgrade for Mikyx. I think overall team wise, he might be better.
Yeah, he's gonna be the team bitch. He's gonna I'll just go ward everywhere I want.
I think that's what they need. Sometimes you just need someone who knows.
Just keep in mind, dude, they have to straight up lower their quality of a team because it has to elevate.
We knew this was going to happen, but the thing is, who would you rather have?
Dude, if you're asking me, I said this to him. I'll say it to you guys. I'd rather just get someone completely new than gamble on a player like that.
I would have taken Ignar.
LeBron.
I would have taken Ignar. I would have taken someone Hassan already worked with. That was
LeBron was not even like you're exaggerating. He's not his peaks aren't as high as Mikyx's, which is true.
He's not really consistent.
He is very consistent, very consistently above average. He's an above average support. He's probably
if G2 get reverse swept in a series this year.
Well, that's true. I'm not trying to trash talk him, but Labrov is not bad. Labrov,
I don't think he's good at all. I think
Mikyx was worse this year. I think there's definitely no.
Yes, but when Mikyx was peaked last year in 2023, he wasn't even in the conversation as being a good support.
That's true. He's
never been in that conversation ever.
Well, that's not true. 2022, he was the best support. In my opinion.
I would say I don't really count all pro teams because we know how biased and rigged those.
I don't care about all pro teams. Labrov was good this year. Labrov was good in 2022. He had an off season last year, and it still wasn't that bad. Mikyx,
he wasn't bad last year.
He wasn't bad. He just wasn't as good as 2022.
No, BDS as a whole was trash last year.
I think that Labrov has been the second best player in BDS for a long time, if you include Adam. And there's an argument to be made that he's been the best player because I would say
Ice has played better consistently for him. Crowny played better.
I think Ice. You think who?
Crowny when he
Crowny. Oh no.
Crowny is trash.
No. Crowny is the definition of mid. He's the quarterback. He's Brock Purdy. He's not going to win you the game, but he's not going to lose.
Trash talk Brock Purdy in my presence again.
Fuck you.
Brock Purdy, an aggressive black man. Oh my god.
Brock Purdy ain't going to win you the Super Bowl, but he'll get you there.
He'll get you there.
Yeah, that's what Labrov is.
That ain't good enough.
That's what Labrov is. That's all Labrov is.
Labrov is above average.
I
think it's unfair
maybe
to say.
Third place. He can maybe get you a finals appearance.
I think you can win Europe with him, but you can't do anything international.
If you win Europe with this guy, Europe is trash. I'm just pointing out right now. If he wins LEC with G2,
Dude,
write that year off too.
How bad do you
not
think Labrov
good.
is?
But I'm gonna tell you this, James, with what you just said. G2
he
had
was on
Mikyx
Fnatic-
and could win at Worlds.
And now they're gonna get a complete downgrade, and it's gonna
Labrov is
better
not
result.
good enough, in my opinion, internationally. I think he's very much
Mikyx
capable.
Mikyx now doesn't look good enough to win
I
internationally
agree.
because think about it, this team G2 has.
I think if you want to play
good enough.
Labrov, I think if Fnatic want to swap out Jun for Labrov, I think Labrov could work better with Noah. I would agree with that one. But Labrov and Labrov and Han Sama bot lane, like it's not even just that he joins the team because
Labrov is a good engaged support. I want to point that out, and I think that's going to.
That's his only thing. So if there's a meta,
no one needs so much help. It's not even funny.
If there's an Enchanter meta coming up next year when it starts, he's going to be giga shit for most of it.
If an Enchanter meta pops up, it doesn't matter who your support is.
Okay, but that's fair enough. I'll say. I'm saying it's not even just that I don't think he's good at all or above average, like you said. He's getting paired with Han Sama. How's that gonna work? Han Sama, Labrov, that just sounds not good.
I think Labrov is, if you want to focus more, because again, I think he's going to struggle in the international stage because his peaks are so much lower than Mikyx. Mikyx is just arguably the best support of all time from Europe.
Yeah,
and I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Hillison.
No, I'm saying those two are the best supports from Europe. I would say he's worse. That's the thing is G2. So hypothetically, let's put it out here. G2 have to handicap themselves to help out other teams because they're not as good as them at building rosters or winning. So G2 not only has to have that, they have to bring in a player who's weaker than Mikyx, even when Mikyx is not that good.
No, he's better than Mikyx right now, I would say.
No, that's the thing is, how long do you think that's going to be a consistent thing?
Well, if Mikyx comes on the uptrend, they're going to realize it's the biggest mistake of their life.
Yeah, that's the thing is, this is a downgrade in most scenarios, I'd argue. Because
I would say this is an upgrade because they're getting that consistent factor of always having a good support.
This is an upgrade for the moment. I don't think it's an upgrade long term.
If Mikyx ever comes back to form, G2 will regret this.
You know, they're calling him Labrov James. Yeah,
no, I call him that. I love saying that. Labrov James.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Mikyx's best days have passed him. I think that wrist injury has forever.
I would say he was cracked pretty. Last year he was cracked in 2023. Yeah. I think this year he just had a bad year.
No. He was the same way last year. It was just less of it. He was injured last year too. It wasn't as like prevalent, and it really showed in that NRG series. This year it was more spotlighted because G2 was everywhere. It was like G2 looked bad early game, and then
because keep in mind the reason why I'm harping on this as much because first of all, I my own opinion, I think this is a downgrade in most scenarios. I agree that Mikyx has been playing good. I would say
LeBron makes sense unless you get Ignar.
It's not just limit. He's going to be paired with Han Sama. How do you really think Han Sama and him are going to be a decent bot lane?
I'm just saying Labrov is.
I just think Han Sama and
Can you make an argument that Labrov isn't a top 5 support?
And what? And LEC?
LEC.
Given how the
he's top 3. He's top 3. But
I would say top 3, but I'm just being generous.
Well, the support pool. Well, Europe is bad in general, and the support pool isn't good, so it's pretty easy to be top 3 if you're going to use that.
Then I'm saying you're going to gamble on a support who could possibly be top 3 or guarantee a top 3 support.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do sometimes. Is you can't always shoot for the stars. Sometimes you got to dig in the trash.
You got to look at the two biggest weaknesses.
You're trying to dig in Lennon's ass?
This really shores up a lot of their weaknesses. I think this is a good move for them. Unless Mikyx comes back to form, he's not worth having on the team.
I don't think he'll come back to form. I think that wrist injury, it changed the way he had to play. It's the same thing with Faker.
I'll say if he has that consistent factor that he somewhat had this year, that is a upgrade at the moment. But I don't know if that's going to be a consistent thing because he's probably going to be on the roster for 2 years, right? Unless he really, really runs it down. Because he's at points where he's really ran it down.
All LeBron has to do is, because the whole thing with LeBron is, the reason why I think he'll fit well on G2, he's not too big. He's a shot caller when it comes to Han Sama. but like to the ADC. But it's like that's why him and Crowley couldn't really work. It was like
Hansama, we know either you play all towards that guy in lane because Hansama wants to win the lane. That's the thing. I want to smash lane and I want to have a lead.
And that's what LeBron's going to do. He's going to help
LeBron James going to dunk it?
LeBron James is replacing Mickey Jordan.
Because you know why? You know why? Because Mikyx was trying to make plays, and sometimes it will just get him killed. It was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, so the big thing and the reason this is happening is good supports will play team fights and protect the ADC. Great supports will preemptively make moves and use their mechanics to try and get brain to get a big lead for your team by being across the map and making just making plays.
Mikyx is a great support when it comes to you need I'd rather have a good support all the time that's gonna help the ADC win games than have he was a great support when it came to LEC.
He was a great support internationally at one point. Like when he lost his mechanics, his brain kept there, but he could not make the plays that he knew he had to make anymore.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing when you tear your ACL, you try to learn how to run again. It's like you still got the same thing with Derrick Rose. You know how to shoot, but your body,
God,
that's the same thing with Faker. Go back, look at Faker 2022, and then look at it before he got the injury, after he got the injury, and you can tell. He can't go 100% anymore because he knows his body started to break down. He knows he has to take it simple. That's why he had to take an extra couple of weeks. The whole thing with Mikyx. It's like, that's a situation now where.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks this is a complete just.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's bad, but at this point, you had to go for somebody because you knew at some point Mikyx was. They probably know stuff more.
If you're going to argue consistency, couldn't limit work? If they want a player that's just consistent?
Limit's not good enough. LeBron is just better consistent. Like, you're getting a consistently very good player versus a consistently good
You want
player.
this guy to be consistently in a gauge support that's not just straight up running it.
And that's what LeBron gets you.
Lip is good on, he's good on,
He's good at eating food, that fat fuck.
God damn. Jesus.
Jeez.
What the fuck he do to you?
I point out the facts here.
That both him and Aberdagi were the two best.
Sounds like you point out the fats.
Evans can. First of all, put some respect on Lippin's name. Him and Aberdagi were the two best players on XL in 2023.
You know what? Straight after that, they're like, we don't need you on this team. We got
ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? The two best players on that team they got rid of, and they went to shit.
We got Ignar and Otawamne. Hey, yo.
And where Otawamne go? Nowhere. Gone. You mean Jackie. You mean
and that's the other thing, too. It's not just his dynamic with Hansama, how he's going to affect the team, because
we don't know how that...
I'm saying they're going to be weaker in lane with him.
I don't think...
We don't know about that.
Yeah. So, I do want to point out, Mikyx was actually in the same exact position before he got brought onto G2.
Back to G2.
Same exact position, consistently good, but when you're a good support, you can't carry the game. You can make your team win, but you don't have damage. All you have to do is set up. You can pretty much secure the early game if you have a good jungle.
You guys think
Labrov play with this thing. He's killing me with these. I think the funniest one was stupid. LeBron James will never be better than LOL Jordan.
MSK, okay. So I don't know who Skewmond is or Screw Someone's Daughter or Screw Leonard's Butthole. I don't know who that is. So I can't say how he'll affect the team. G2 brought on Yike. They made him a 5-time champion.
This is a good chance because you still have a whole support. Spring Split is where you try him out. If LeBron is not working out, get rid of him.
Well, it's not even just him. It's the other guy they're bringing on. To be fair, I don't know anything about that guy. I admit that.
I don't know.
I think their eye for picking up junglers because they did it with Yike. Hopefully, they can do it again with this guy because they got rid of Yankos. People were like, "Well, that's the best jungler in Europe. This Yike guy going to be able to hold it?" He won every single title with them except for one. Is this Skewmon guy going to do that? I don't know. Not every single time you do that, it's going to work. So hopefully their eye for talent for picking up junglers is good as they did with Yike, because if Scumon's not good, because you can mitigate a bad support if the ADC can pull up the other weight. You can't really, I would say hide being a bad jungler. That's even worse to hide.
Walter, this is going to decide what Labrov's legacy is. Labrov Labrov escaped his bad team and got brought onto a super team just right now. And everybody's saying, how is this going to affect Labrov's legacy? And because he's joining with other superstars, they're making a 3-man.
This is his chance to finally win titles. If he does not bring G2 a single title, he's going to be off in a year. G2 only care about winning titles. It's either you win holding trophy, but another team.
They don't care about winning titles at all. They care about international success.
Oh, no. I'm saying if you can't even get that, then you're already failing in general. When it comes to G2's, I would say
if they got third place and then won Worlds, they wouldn't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about international. I mean, just the what's it called, the EU play at all. They only care about international.
No, I'm just bringing up that if he doesn't win them anything domestically, at least to be on top, because they still want to be on top domestically.
I think if he didn't win them anything domestically, but he consistently got them to finals, they would be happy.
MSI or Worlds? He's not getting to finals in MSI. No way.
For sure. I'm just saying. They don't care at all about domestic. As long as they make it to World, that's all that matters.
Yeah. That's kind of all I wanted to say on the Labrov thing. I hate the move. I think it's stupid. It's bad. I don't like it at all. Could it work out? Could be. But then again, I could be getting my ass eaten by a hot Mexican right now, but not having that either.
How do you feel about that one, Chaz?
Labrov?
No. Him getting his buddy.
If he was doing it, he would be saying it, but guess what? It doesn't happen
that's because you're not a homie, Chaz.
All right.
You not the homie. What the fuck you talking about? You could be over there. You and MSK can be tag teaming the sisters, but you said no.
Okay. I was just saying, I mean, keep in mind, even if G2 have to basically weaken themselves to help Europe, because that's what they really have to do. Because if they have that roster with Mikyx, let's say they kept it for another year. Maybe what happens? They'd steamroll scrims, steamroll on stage, win every title. Every team gets mentally depressed. They get suicidal. They can't win scrims. So G2, given how good they've been in the LEC forever, have to weaken themselves to help other teams out. So
why are they weakening themselves?
You're telling me
Mikyx is bad.
They managed to win every title with Mikyx.
They could have won me at support. Mikyx is not a factor here.
Really? You don't think so? I'm just bringing up the fact that they have to, because they're not just kicking Mikyx. Yike is leaving too. So I don't know where those two are going to end up, honestly, because rumored. I mean, I actually didn't know this. I forgot it. I thought Humanoid's contract was up this year. Humanoid's contract is actually up in 2025 at the end of that year. Razork is also up at the end of 2026 or whatever.
Yeah.
So get ready, boys. Another year of Razork Humanoid. Oh, shit. Fuck me in the ass, boys. Just dig my butthole out.
That's because they aren't really unhappy with their performance for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but.
And then another year of Noah, that fucking fat fuck. That piece of shit. Holy motherfuck.
No, that'll never happen, WZ. I hate this man. Hate this man.
Yeah, so that's the thing is G2 have to basically get rid of their good pieces to help other teams. Not really help, but you understand what I'm saying. Because they just know how to just run the region. So hopefully with these players on the free market, these other teams will pick them up and they'll have some success. But the problem with Europe has been GMing, honestly, building horrible rosters. Why is SK re-signing Yzma? That guy on a roster is a 4v5. He doesn't count.
Yzma was the villain in Emperor's New Groove.
All right, all right, Chaz. Any closing thoughts or statements for end?
Okay.
I'm just gonna go stream League after this anyway.
Weibo was the better team today. I hope BLG beats Hollow Life, but honestly, I do not care.
Who'd you have in your pick'ems?
I got Hollow Life.
Okay, I do too. I think he does too, right?
Yeah.
So we don't think BLG's gonna win it, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
Ben's going to have some really good performances.
Yeah, I agree.
Ben's going to have to motherfucking carry it. Or
Ben's going to have to pull out his fucking 2-inch dick out to win.
Yo, shit. Okay. That. What else? Shit. What else? When I saw LeBron pick up, I was like, him. Fuck. I was like, but MSK, you been saying that they was gonna get worse regardless of who they picked up.
Yeah, they have to. Because keep in mind, this roster in Europe won every scrim. People didn't want to scrim them because they were getting beaten that hard. Essentially, they have to handicap themselves to help. It's just what it is.
They barely beat Mad Lions, apparently.
Mad Lions was good. The issue with Mad Lions was Frescari. Frescari was bad. Alvaro was 50-50. It literally came down to which champion you picked. If you picked, if the bot lane was like a Jinx Nautilus, and you picked the counter to it, Alvaro was absolutely useless. Merwin was literally just let it cook and see if it comes out good. And Elyoya is Elyoya.
Let that Merwin cooking. That man cooks a lot. He's fucking fat as fuck.
Jesus. No, Mad Lions was the closest team. I think Mad Lions were facing them with no fear because they have no Mad Lions have no fear. They have no fear. That's why they're able to play as well as they did. That's why Fnatic had all the fear in the world because Fnatic, everyone said, "Oh, they're the second best team."
They said, I think, did you see that Legends and butt fucking episode they put out?
Yeah,
they said in Europe at some point they had a 12% win rate in scrims.
Woo! Yeah, they were losing to KC. They was getting clapped by KC. The only team that were able to take games off was G2 and allegedly it was G2 and who was it?
Didn't G2 put out before we go? G2 put out the scrim records for Worlds because James wants to see it.
I think it was G2.
Oh God, did I bookmark it? I'm gonna go look for it. I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it. Let me go through my bookmarks really quickly. Let me see. Is it your? What would you go? Oh, fucking hell. Let me put G2. Nope, I got no results. So let me just go in my butt. All right, let me scroll down. Scrolling down, boys. So that's all it is right now. Europe, unless the teams are better built by the GMs, nothing can really actually get better.
I think the coaching staff is the problem here. I know I say it a lot, but coaching would fix a lot of these problems. It all comes down to genuine mistakes on how to close out a game. EU has not adapted to the shifting meta from 2017 till now. It's been a long period of time, and EU still plays the same. That's just all it is.
I just don't. What is Roman's name on G2?
Well, it's because he doesn't know how to describe him, WZ.
Romain is ROMAIN.
No, it's Twitter. I need his Twitter ad, so it's easier to find him. I'll just do Romain League of Legends. White guy.
Yeah. White
guy.
A million white dudes named Romain.
Is there? Oh, I found it. Chaz, you're a genius. Oh my God, I just want to get on my knees and pleasure your.
No. Don't finish that. Please don't finish that.
God, I love making my men. No. Oh God. Okay, so Romain says you're right to be frustrated by our performance. Another year, another defeat right before quarterfinals. Same players, upgraded staff, better process, more domestic wins, and the same effing BLG to eliminate us right before the meaty part of the competition. GG, well played to them. They clicked faster and played smarter. It's sad we could not show you how much we improved. It felt anticlimactic to play the biggest even of the year from the LEC studio to be eliminated on this stage where we've won so many times over the last 2 years. Yeah, because what makes it worse this time is because they lost in the same studio they've been playing it all year. So it wasn't like they went somewhere else and choked. They were choking domestically. Well, not even choking. It's more like you just lost in a very big fashion. No European teams in the top 8 on home soil. First time it's ever happened. Crazy. Not good enough. Hey, what?
But guess what? It's the same thing I said earlier. It was like I don't think they choked. I think they're saying like
it wasn't really choking. It was just more like just got outclassed. I mean, if we're being honest here, pound for pound, BLG should be beating them consistently.
Yeah.
Not good enough to make it to the big crowd. Sucks. At least we were healthy and we played our hearts out. Gay. The whole world's prep was thicker than usual. Sorry. The whole world's prep was trickier than usual. Not from a logistic perspective. Being in Berlin allowed us a better control of the day-to-day, lowering the risk of getting sick and allowing us to keep most of our routines. More from an in-game perspective, starting the tournament in NA EU scrim bubble protected some of our picks, but also slowed our understanding of the meta. Having solo queue on a different patch added chaos to the mix. Yeah. We lost a lot of more games than usual, which humbled us and helped us to identify or cancel strategies, but also added stress and uncertainties. We gave a better fight than last year. We are still far away from our goals. Too far.
That's why I think when they said that they already knew that Yankee and Mikyx were gone, I'm like, I think that kind of fucked them up too. Because that's like, imagine you get fired, but you still got to go to work. Knowing that you got 2 weeks left, but you're going to have to do all this, and you still, imagine winning Worlds and then know that you won't be there next year. That's how it was. That's like doing a major project.
Because last year, they were the Scrim World Champions, right? Here were their scrims this year. So I don't care if they face NAEU. That doesn't mean anything to me. All I care about is the Asian teams. So against BLG, they went 0-6. Woo!
DK was 1-5, yeah. T1, they went what? What's against T1? What's their record against T1?
T1 on October 2nd, they went 3-3.
No.
And the next time they faced against them, they went 0-2. Sorry, okay. but that was on stage. So if you're talking about scrims,
oh yeah.
You said scrims specifically. Sorry. They went 3-3 the day before. And they went 0-9 against BLG in scrims. In scrims, they went 0-3 October 1st, and they went 0-6.
0-2 against Top Esports.
Yeah.
That's why they got dumpstered by NA, dude.
They lost to PSG as well. That's crazy.
They went 3-2 at PSG on September 20th. And where did you say PSG again? Only lost them on Night Block too. Yeah, you're right. They went 1-4 against Team Liquid in scrims.
Always 6 against FlyQuest. What the fuck?
They got Team Liquid dumpster. What in the world?
Hey, yo!
Team Liquid went like
Team Liquid looked like horseshit on the stage.
Went like 17-2 against G2.
Yep.
Okay, since we're gonna do this and go down Rebel, let's go down it all. Okay, so all scrims, so not stage. Don't count these. So just tell me don't remember them. They went 4. Okay, so September 14th, before the tournament started, they went 4-1 against Mad Lions. Pain 4-0. 100 Thieves 4-2. PSG 3-2. They lost to TL 2-1. Fnatic, they went 6-0. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no. Fnatic was much worse than G2 from what I've heard.
Pain 2-1. Team Liquid, they went 1-5. 100 Thieves again, they faced 2-0. FlyQuest 0-6. Holy shit. NA is better than EU now. Oh my god.
NA's been better than EU for the last 2 years.
I guess it didn't matter if we got an NA EU.
That's the same thing last 3. That's the same thing last
year. NA beat EU last year in the
That's the same thing last year. They said it was Palafox. Like
Palafaker.
Yeah, whatever. No, that's what you said. When Energy was scrim against G2 was just predictable. They were able to be figured out too easily.
2-0 100 Thieves. Yeah, we said 0-6 FlyQuest. 2-0 against Pain. They went 4-2 against FlyQuest.
Against FlyQuest. That's being okay.
So they bounced back a little bit. They went 1-1 against
Pain.
That's 0-1 against PSG. So they lost a night block to PSG.
Another 1-4 against Team Liquid. God damn.
They went 3-2 against T1 in a scrim set. 0-2 against Top Esports. 0-3 against BLG. And 3-3 against T1. So they stylistically, because that was showed in their match, they kind of matched them a little bit. but they just couldn't really ever get an advantage over them. So it would make sense that they were even in scrims. But then again,
how the fuck you get that's me? If it was G2 versus Team Liquid, that could have been a 2-0 like last year.
Ooh.
Think about it. Energy smoked them last year, 2-0.
Yeah. Those games were stomps, honestly. All right, so this is a stage. Okay, so that's stage. So Night Block. They went 1-on-1 against Genji in a scrim. What's CQ Mercs? Is that fucking your European squad of training? What the hell?
No. That's like a
Challenger team. Is that Challenger?
Yeah, Challenger team.
So 1-on-1 doesn't mean anything. Mad 1-1 stage. Okay, so scrims again. DK, they went 1-5. DK looked like horse shit on stage. They went 1-5 against that DK roster. That's bad. 0-6 against BLG.
Yep.
Team Liquid 3-0 them. TL 9-1 them between 2 days. 9-1 from that.
Yeah, they bounced back. They were able to find
So for some reason, Team Liquid weren't lying. They performed well in scrims. So why didn't it look that way on stage? On stage, they looked like they were running it on stage. Impact must have been dominant scrims.
Oh no, Impact was stomping on scrim. You know who's the issue on the team, right? Everybody said it was APA. No, it was Upti. Upti had nerves.
He's got nerves his whole career.
I mean his nerves. His nerves.
They 2-0 PSG, but the fact that they went 9-1 against Team Liquid is holy shit. Weibo, they went 4-3, and Weibo they beat on stage, so it's not out of the possibility that they could beat them. And the last scrim they had against GX is scrimming G2. Oh my god. That means nobody would scrim G2 except for GX, a team that's not even at Worlds. Holy crap.
But GX is right there. And GX stylistically plays G2 tough. They don't play it well, but they play it tough.
So if we tally up how much they lost to NA, so NA is better than EU right now. Even if G2 is predicted to do better, holy shit, going 4-13 against TL in scrims is criminal.
It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing I said earlier in the chat. G2, it's the best structured Western team from top to support, but they're not the best team. The best team is whoever's the first seed out of LCS because they beaten or show that they can get to top 8. Like if we put FlyQuest versus G2, I think FlyQuest wins 2-1. Or 2-0. If Team Liquid won,
I am an EU fan, and I was fully believing that NA was trash and we were much better. But looking at these scrims, this is against the best European team, dude. It's not Fnatic scrims. Imagine what Fnatic scrims look like. Ooh, that's travesty, probably.
No. I would still say this. I think LCS is still worse than LEC, and it comes down. My main reasoning is their bar is slightly lower than LEC. LEC, the issue, the LCS has less teams too. Like the LCS has more teams. I feel like they're better overall, but they all aim at each other where it's a coin toss. The LEC, there's 2 to 3 good teams, sometimes 4. I think player wise, I think the LEC is slightly better. LCS. I think LCS, they have better comps. I think they have also better coaches. I think LCS just has better coaches.
So, but looking at these scrims, we are at the same level or even lower than them. What the fuck is this? Everyone was saying how easy NA got their drafts. Even if we draw an NA team, we have a 40% win rate against them. It's not, that's both top LCS teams, Team Liquid and
that's only considering that what's it called? This is after the 9-1 is after what's it called? At the very end. If they hadn't went 9-1 against what's it called, they would have like a 10% win rate against NA.
Yeah.
That's a very good set of games they had, but I'm not impressed. I mean, EU has not looked decisive. And it's just what it is, but
See, if it's up to me, I would still pick G2 over the 2 Western teams.
I believe
the two LCS teams.
with that roster of G2, if they played at the height that they played at before, it's definitely shown that if they all comes together and they play at their highest peaks, they are good. I mean, this is the same team that beat Top Esports 3-0 and had a competitive series against T1. You know that's possible, right? Because the other NA teams when they faced those other teams, they got like when Team Liquid faced Top Esports, they look that was.
It's possible.
But I mean, look at stupid FlyQuest against Homalife. That was a very close series for the most part.
Yeah. But FlyQuest against T1
and look at G2 against SKT. That looked like they were playing preschool.
Wait a second. Even G2 versus Homalife was close.
Yeah, but G2 also literally got amazingly dumpstered by SKT in the series. Like G2 didn't even look close. And G2, I mean, Team FlyQuest looked good against every single team for the most part.
Except I would say.
Yeah, that was like that would be their game. And even then they were ahead at one point.
So were they really ahead?
Yeah, they
were
were
DK throwing.
It was, but they took advantage. And that's not something bad teams can do for the most part.
DK wasn't as far behind as people thought it was.
Yeah, but this is how it works. Good teams, I mean, like bad teams can only start a game off ahead. Good teams can come back from behind and take a lead, and great teams can close out with a lead. FlyQuest is in that good team bracket. Like teams like PSG. PSG knows they could get a super big lead early game because they could just play relatively aggressive, but they don't know how to close out, and they'll throw that lead, and once they lose the lead, they're not coming back.
I also think even if we're looking at how badly they did in scrims against NA, I think that even looks bad on Team Liquid. You can beat G2 like this, but you can't show any of these strats. And that's the thing is, I don't know why NA or EU teams were just like, it probably for morale, they probably didn't want to scrim against the Eastern teams. We still know now, even to this day, they scrim Eastern teams, it's bad. They just get broken mentally. They just can't physically handle beating playing against them.
The only Western team, the only Eastern team that's willing to scrim you at any time if they're available is T1. They're only one. Because they need. Is
that, to be fair, if you scrim against them, you're probably going to be filing for depression
because the whole thing with Gen G doesn't scrim as much as people think they do. They're more
Gen G's
about
not going to be scrimming G2.
They
probably gave you one of those pity scrim sets.
I'm saying Gen G wasn't even scrimming against the LCK team. They were just watching videos. A lot of them were just going over previous things to see how,
because like the reason why
they weren't looking at the patches, they were looking at how the players played in certain things, certain champions.
The reason why I bring up the NIEU bubble, I've heard of that before. Basically, if they just scrim against each other and keep it eternalized, they can keep strats away. So if you scrim against the Asian teams, you don't risk getting blasted so hard you feel down and you're sad and depressed. The problem here is that at a single point, people need to understand that strategy doesn't work, because at some point you will face an Asian team.
So at some point you will. It doesn't work, but also the issue is if you let your enemy know too much of what you're doing, you become like Energy versus G2. That's what happened with Energy. He said last year, Caps gave us this whole thing about how they play champions certain ways, and Energy took advantage. Everything that Caps told Power Fox went back. Like, Caps went and attacked, and Power Fox used Magic Cylinder and just shot it right back at him. That's what happened. Because the thing too, when you scrim a team enough time, they don't even. It's the whole thing when I play against somebody enough time.
Let's see, like you said, they're not even getting better, because if they said they were even or lower than NA, then you're not getting better. That's just going to keep you at the same level. Scrimming against an NA team is like scrimming against fucking SK, probably. For being honest here.
Yeah.
What difference does it really make to you? That's not making you stronger. And that's not making you better. They're basically just trying, if we're being honest here, they're just trying to shield their players from not getting depressed mentally from fake.
The reason that everybody believes that if you're not as good as the Eastern teams, you have to have these pocket picks to know how to beat them.
Yeah.
If you have to pull those out in the scrim, you're not going to be able to use them.
Mm-hmm.
That's their mindset, at least. I don't think it's a good idea.
I think it's that, and I think it's the fact that they don't want their players getting literally they're breaking down in scrims after getting dumped.
It doesn't help because the Eastern teams don't want to face them. They don't care about scrimming.
But even when they do, it's not like they're getting dumpstered by Eastern teams. They're not even trying against them.
I mean,
most of these Eastern teams don't scrim. The reason why SKT T1 does it is because they're always up for scrims because they're always up for practice. They don't care.
And remember, Asian teams came late to Worlds this year because it's in Europe. They always like to leave generally later if it's not in Asian territory.
But okay, all the Korean teams need as much rest as possible. As well as you gotta realize the LPL team went from think about all the games the LPL team played. You don't think they wanted some freaking rest? Weibo
needed to rest.
Weibo needed rest. And then think about it. LNG didn't think they was gonna have Scout. They was so paranoid. Like
Gala paid $2 million to get Miguel.
He paid $1 million.
So bad for him. $2 million to get a top 8 at Worlds.
Honestly, the only reason they made it was because of him. Though they would have struggled without him.
LNG would have got top 8 without.
No, I agree. It's just like if my teammate paid $2 million to get me there, anything less than a top 4 is unacceptable.
I heard it was $5 billion.
Even if it was unacceptable.
It was $5 billion Chinese.
Was it Chinese dollars?
No, but like it wouldn't matter if it's $2 million, $3 million. That it should be a top 4 if we're getting one of the best players.
Is it Chinese yen? I think it's
yen. And they're one team, so their opinion doesn't mean anything. But
it's frustrating because it wasn't Scout's fault. And I think Gala is good too. He's just on the wrong champions. I think Weiwei needs to go. Weiwei needs to go. And Han should not be in a team anymore. He should just not be on a roster.
I think Weiwei is definitely LPL worthy. He's just not compatible with Scout.
I think he's not up there in terms of skill. I think they need a better jungler. He's not good enough.
Weiwei is consistent. That consistent you're talking about with the Brawl, Weiwei has that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is
team,
they have 1 billion amazing junglers in China. The best player in China, the rookie, grab him.
If LNG had Milky Way,
they could arguably win.
Yeah.
Milky Way is incredible, and I think he needs to be on a better team.
Do you think he should eat a Snickers?
Yeah, that's not funny.
Damn. Now I feel like
I'm sorry. That was too much.
But honestly,
Chaz,
now he has to massage James naked for me to be.
God. What the fuck? No, but honestly, G2 was just screwed. You can't really practice against any other European teams. Mad Lions knows how to counter you. It's like, oh fuck.
Because that's the problem here with what you just said right there. They can't even scrim against EU teams because the same thing we just said with the Asian teams that happens with the Western teams. G2 does that to their own region. G2 makes the other teams break down and cry after they lose.
The only team it's weird. The only team they don't do that to is Mad Lion. The only player on Mad Lion that breaks down is Frescali. Because Frescali has the worst confidence. They said, like from report, his confidence was already shit coded to Worlds.
Yeah, they went 0-17 against East. Remember, Ebai said they went 0-17 against the East teams. 0-17, and you play 3 sets of scrims from what that lady had told me a long time ago. You played 3 sets of best of 5s, right? So that means they won a single map.
They didn't
even win one game in a best of 5 against.
There was a rumor where there was a rumor on Reddit that said that Melons was so bad that they probably didn't take 1 tower against any of the Eastern teams.
All right. Oh God, my heart's crushed. Jeez.
No, because you saw what T1 did to him at MSI last year. That's how all the scrims were.
When Chaz and James Netflix and chill session. That's
Jesus Christ.
Ayo.
Yeah, James.
Ayo.
James.
Chaz, I got a bunny girl outfit I can wear the whole time. It's up to you. What you want to do? What you want to do?
Hey James, take a cold shower and then take a lap.
You come with me.
No.
They're doing great.
I get lonely in the shower at night. It's scary.
Take a lap.
So what if I appeared in your shower dressed like the Terrifier clown?
I didn't watch the Terrifier. WZ brought it up to me, but
what the fuck is the Terrifier?
It's a movie.
Art the Clown.
Who?
You remember Art the Clown?
No, I don't know who Art the Clown is.
Now, Riley, I want you to know that even though we're doing it real grand, If this rap shit don't work, we running up in niggas' houses, my boy.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you even clip that?
Oh no, I'm definitely doing that. Like if shit go left, get the ski mask. Everybody get robbed.
You better come over to Cali if it all goes down and you don't have a job no more. Just get over here.
Oh God.
I'll come pick you up, Chaz.
All right. So
okay.
That's just why, you know, with
MSK, real quick. You got experience on it. Okay. Say I was messing with a girl, right? Or this girl
MSK's got experience with this?
No, because he's in the same predicament. He was in the same predicament.
What's going on, man?
Okay, say this girl who I went to school with. She's cool, but I never found her attractive. I had no interest in being with her.
Fair enough.
But her sister, though, is kind of cute. They're close. How do I get to the sister knowing that her younger sister likes me?
I don't think you can do it.
Yeah,
you'd have to somehow make a private connection with the younger sister when you can. That'd be the only time you could, right?
I think the big thing about it is a sister that is willing to move on a girl that her sister is interested on is not somebody I'd want to be with in general anyways.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't take her. And again, at some point in time, the other sister has to move on and realize you're not interested. But at the same time, I don't think I'd want to be with a girl who is like, yeah, you know,
like you and that older sister never dated, right?
No. We never.
Oh, I mean, there's a chance you just talk to the younger sister, but then the problem is that there could be the thing where the older sister blocks it.
No, the oldest, it's the other way around. The younger sister was interested in me.
Younger, okay.
She was interested in me.
It still would apply both ways if you just reverse it, right?
Because, there's three different scenarios before we end the podcast. There was the one where I was trying to get with this girl who I was friends with, older sister, but she kept blocking me. She kept cock blocking me all the fucking time. I was like, God damn, you trying to get some ass there? But no, I was like, I'll try to get with her at one point.
You could always ask them, hey, do you guys want to be? I can't pick one. Have you together?
I'm not gonna do that.
If you can have one, you can have them both, right? If you're a man and you want Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes, why are you picking one? Just get them both.
First of all, I don't even like Cinnamon Toast Crunch like that. That's me.
Man, I hate you.
I know what you mean, nigga, but I know what you mean.
Damn.
This nigga
always got to ruin some shit.
This nigga always picking someone the most overrated cereal in my opinion.
Man, pick Captain Crunch and pick fucking, I don't know, Cookie Crisp or Cocoa Puffs if you like black girls. Dang.
I do love some Cocoa Puffs, I ain't gonna lie, man. Woof.
Give that black girl up to James. He likes the chocolate honeys.
I mean, first of all, James can't handle my ex. The Jamaican girl, she'll ruin James' life.
There ain't no girls I can't handle no more, man.
No, James.
I've been into everything.
No, James. Not the way you're thinking it. No, trust me. You don't want those problems.
I see what you see. You saying she's drama.
Yeah, she's shit, man.
I got two solutions. Every time I got a problem with girls,
I got a old death and pretend I was gay for a year. That was a whole fucking drama. Don't ask. That's a whole story. I can go on a whole other back.
If you're a man, then in that same sentence brought up the most kid shit ever in cereal.
So the big thing is, I got two different ways to handle girls that are problems. I got my left and right hands. They start acting up.
Nope. James, she'll fight you. She'll beat you. Trust me.
I don't care. Know what you say.
Not if you're having wrestling. Maybe just ask her to have wrestling.
I'll start the fight in her sleep, man. It don't matter. I'm winning somehow.
No, James. She'll wait till you go to sleep first.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
She's just the cheap shot of that.
James. Okay, James. First of all, how tall are you?
He's like 5'6".
7. What in the world? That hurt my feelings.
Well, you didn't laugh at my joke.
Well, I'm not gonna laugh at your joke after that one, dork.
You said 7 what? Nigga, he ain't
7'2".
Yeah.
He's 5'8".
Nah, she'll probably fuck you. And she's Jamaican. Nah, tell me.
You should put a dildo inside of him?
Nope. I know what the fuck you're talking about. By that.
Did you know that?
Hey, you know who the fuck you said when
I'm just pointing out. If she
did you know
crazy?
No, not that chick. No. This is way before I met you guys.
Yeah.
Not that chick. Oh no, that
Chiz.
We not talking about that chick. That bitch crazy.
This is how my relationship work. At the beginning of the relationship, me and the girl have a fist fight, and whoever loses the fight has to wear the dress.
Okay.
So far,
I'm
defeated.
Guess what, James? You're gonna be wearing the dress then. She gonna fuck you up. See, I damn near had to choke the bitch and put my nuts in her mouth. Like she was freaky. It's like, see, the reason why I say you won't because London was aggressive with you and you did nothing. You didn't grab her, you didn't hold her, you did nothing.
It's because I'm not a domestic abuser.
Beat her up.
No, you did MSK, not James. James ain't gonna handle this crazy black.
I hit nobody for any reason.
I hit her.
I smacked her ass. I bopped her on the head. I was beating her up like Nightwing and Batman beat up Gotham City criminals.
James, the way MSK is with London is how you gotta be with this girl. I remember time she got aggressive.
MSK do be like getting like crazy with those girls. You don't hit girls.
Dude. The girl got aggressive with me one time. I held her down.
That's fine to defend yourself.
I held her down and told her to fucking relax. And next you know, me and her were fucking. And
she gave us that like, I want to have a threesome with you both right now. Look, and I was about to put my fingers deep in her ass and dig all her shit out.
First of all, you see, that's how I know you and James ain't really close. Because if y'all was close, y'all would have both tag teamed her. Because trust me, I
just imagine that. We had a porno scenario. We invited her over to our studio alone one night for a show.
Don't find her attractive.
No, James. If I was where you was at, me and MSK would have both fucked Lennon.
Good for you. I don't find her attractive.
I would have broke her ass.
I'm not even slightly attractive.
I would have ate your fresh peanut out of her.
See, MSK, that's your problem. You go too damn far.
I'm just trying to taste your nut. That means we fucked each other.
No, MSK, you are a habitual Lannister.
I'm trying to see what that nut tastes like. Fresh.
No. What is wrong with you, nigga? Nigga, what is wrong with you? What's fucking wrong with you?
I'm trying to see what it tastes like.
See what she tastes like, nigga.
Yeah, with your special liquid inside her.
Jesus,
you a freak, dude.
See, this is why you and I can't tag team Lennon. It's like
I'm just trying to taste it.
You be one of those freaky niggas that be after I done busted nut there, you kiss her. Like, nigga, what are you doing? Bitch, you gonna kick that? Busted in her mouth. Yeah, Walter. Yup. See,
it ain't even Tuesday.
It's Tuesday somewhere in the world, in the universe.
No, I'm just saying. If you gave her a facial and I like licked it off her face, that means we fucked.
Dude, what is? Listen to me. Like even I'll make some jokes sometimes, but like you're graphic. You're a graphic man.
Oh no! In all honesty, I would get a baby wipe it off of her, wipe it out of her, and then blow mine.
Well, you still let her clean it. That's not your job. Why you clean and like you think is your Chaz?
I'm trying to look where his fresh nut is back.
Well, then have Chaz get it off.
I'm gonna leave it there. You wipe it off of her.
You're gonna wipe it off and put it into a baggie for later or something. What's going on with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, just put it in the baggie and shove it in my ass. Like, what do you think?
I don't really like you, man.
See. Oh God. No, but
went from league to coming inside of girls and licking it out. Great transition, obviously.
Yeah.
What the hell were we talking about earlier?
We was talking about league, and then we transitioned. So
that was you. You transitioned.
You did transition it, but I don't think we had to get there, Joe. Like you went off the rails.
I helped you. I was helping you destroy her that night. Pointing it out.
Oh my God!
What? Helping who?
I pinned her down and destroyed her, fighting her.
What?
Oh no! Okay. It was talking about us beating. It was G2 getting beat, and then we transitioned. James asked about the girl. I was like, you don't want no problems with her.
You asked for advice, and then you talked about another girl you dated. You said I couldn't handle her, and then MSK was like, how about you handle this? And then it went from there.
Yes.
Yeah, so the food streams will happen. I didn't forget about them. But before, no, it's like I told you guys, I already have things booked for those weeks. So the week after this one, I'm not as booked, so we can start it then.
Well, I mean, I do want to point out, we talked about having the food stream on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then obviously it just kind of spiraled from there. So, and then obviously from this Thursday, well, not this.
Yes, I would say
so it's been 2 weeks
for Monday.
I don't really care. Just literally message me when we're doing it because I don't believe your words. I don't believe your words anymore.
I'm booked, and then this week coming up, I have to work 6 days.
You ain't booked. You what? So you literally have 3 streams where you talk about hating women.
Yeah.
So
moving forward, Emily. Yes. Speaking of women, whew, nice save. I did an art stream on my channel last night. Awesome. Hopefully it went good. I had a girl over last night, and we were having a bunch of sex. Honestly, So, Chaz, you got anything coming up you want to let people know about, or are you still clout chasing off me?
Bless you.
I'm still, begging out letters. That I'm trying to get some runs before I get back and do the video because I realized, but when I tried to do the video a couple days ago, my voice started cracking out, and I was like, "Oh nah, okay, nope, I'm going to sleep."
You need to do it with a person. That's what you need. It helps you out a lot.
No, the videos I do it's just me. I'm good. It's
okay.
No, I just need more rest because my ass is burnt the fuck out.
I was gonna bring up
work.
Someone K-Dot at one point wanted me to make a TikTok. I was like,
you should have. I said it a billion times. Your channel.
You said it too. Why would I do a TikTok?
It's literally streamlining your viewership because a large demographic of the people that would find you funny are on TikTok, and not only that.
So do it through the app or do it through like on my computer.
TikTok is literally meant for the phone.
It's phone.
You'd have to.
I freed up some space, so I have to. I actually no. It's not that I didn't take your advice. I have it on my phone. I just never.
He would get banned on TikTok. No, all he has to do is stop. Just don't make fun of China. You're good.
Nah, fuck the red bro motherfuckers. Ching chong.
Matter of fact, it was like they might find it funny. Oh, look at the funny Negro. Yeah.
So James is gonna be doing the food streams.
Funny black man. He's
probably
funny.
Not this week. It'll be next week, earliest, or the last week of the month because I'm booked. This week.
Matter of fact, MSK. As long as you make fun of everybody, they can't ban you.
I will.
Because they can't say that you're not discriminative because if you discriminate against everybody, then you're not discriminating against anybody.
No. I never said I wasn't gonna do it. I just wanted to make sure I was in the right level.
You did say it to me. You said I'm not gonna do it because TikTok is for weirdos.
I said it was for FAGS. That was the exact.
Yes, you did say it for that. I remember. I was like, damn. I said I didn't want to do it because I just think it was fuck about TikTok.
No, but I realized it's not a bad thing. I have an account. I had the app on my phone. I made one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was just thinking about what do I got to do for my first videos on it. That's what I was gonna bring up.
You literally just need somebody who's good. You need to. The best thing you could do is if you
guys,
genuinely.
I'm the black dirty nerd.
I can tell you exactly what you could do.
No.
You spend all that money on comic books. If you stop buying those and you spent money on like hiring an editor
to shove up my ass
every once in a while, your channel would grow. Because
all you gotta do is have someone watch your videos and then clip out the funniest part and put it on TikTok, and that's where you start.
So I'm gonna start off. Hey, I'm a black guy, and I think all you niggers should die.
No, don't do
Would
that.
you say that on stream?
Oh God, I love black people.
He's done it one time. Him and
I just hate them. They're just disgusting. All right, so this man
one time
already has
him and Vagabond would say, "Oh, black people are the worst," and that shit got clipped.
So the thing about it is, he doesn't. It's not about growth. He uses YouTube streams as a way to socialize, so he can't actually cut those down.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Honestly, moving forward, as you guys know, as we wrap up the show here, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We're journeying our way to season 13, and it's been awesome. So I did download a TikTok app. I had it because this girl wanted me to follow her on there. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I have no problem with doing it. I just want to kind of make my first video be like something cool, honestly. But I know I could grow on there. It's easy. It's like I understand the kids these days. I know their lingo. I know what they need. I know what kind of content they want to see. It's easy. Golly, man. That's pretty much it for the Cloud9 podcast. The next episode is going to be Sunday, 7 p.m. PST. I have a one-on-one at 5:30. Then this show, and then I have the Savage Dad show. So the food streams, the week you could expect one to begin is probably the last week of the month, honestly. Because next week I have to do 6 days, so I'm gonna be so tired, honestly. So probably, yeah, the last week of the month. I should have my Halloween video done. It'll be easier to do the evergreen content stream. We'll probably do that on Tuesday night because I want to make sure I get this Halloween franchise video done for Halloween to release this year. I have most of it done already. I just want to see, is there a format that I could utilize to make it better? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK show. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like, comment down below, and make sure you guys have a great weekend.